learn things. You can um, do certain courses and things like that.
Right.
One of the programs they have is a very very expensive program that they've paid a lot of money to get into, which is Go Fluent. It's supposed to help you learn languages.
Okay.
Your screen is showing Revenant 2, Scotty.
Fuck's sakes.
So I gave it a try this morning.
Like
This
on
afternoon.
the video, not
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm trying to get my other computer to get restarted so I can jump on and watch your streams.
You sound slightly different.
Who? Me?
You, yeah.
How?
It's like there's like
Sounds more like you're on your
audio
phone.
sound. Yeah, like audio compression.
Probably all part and parcel of we've forcibly restarted your computer.
Yes, probably. Audio. Oh, I see. Bollocks.
Is it using the wrong mic?
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah.
Does that sound better?
That sounds about the same.
Try speaking more?
Hold on, I'll try and it might have done that in my
Okay.
Yeah, no, you sound the same with me.
Yep, you little fucking shit. I got
There
you,
we go.
you bitch. I got you.
That's better. That's much
Windows didn't update, and as I've always said, whenever Windows doesn't update, it fucks my audio. Every time.
Okay, I'm gonna turn up your volume a little bit. Yeah.
Sweet. Game being launched. Sup, bitches. Hey. But anyway, Damien, I do apologise. You were saying, so you at work, you've got a special thing you can join, which you can learn extra things, and there was something about languages, and you said, what language were you going to choose?
Well, I've got a few languages I've got to pick up, and one of the ones I was trying today after work was Japanese.
Okay.
Japanese is a beautiful language, but difficult.
Well, it is in parts. Now, I'm pretty good at usually picking things up. But to very start off with, they do an assessment to see at what level you're currently at.
The question is Damien, does it depend on how far off of the floor it is about picking it up?
Actually, it does sometimes. Like if you're wearing a top, it means something is a different word to wearing pants, and there's a different word for wearing shoes, and there's a different word for wearing hats.
All right. I was just taking the piss out of Damien. Sorry.
Oh, Scott was absolutely taking the piss. Clinton absolutely missed the point. But anyway, between
your Duolingo seems to be very good.
Well, that's the thing.
For learning new languages.
If you're going to pick up Japanese, the thing I was hoping to learn, I was hoping to understand both the katakana, the hiragana, and the kanji, because I wanted to understand those characters. But you start with this first assessment, where they assess what level you're at, and by the end of the test, they kind of gave me feedback saying, "Yeah, you really don't know bugger all about the language." Like, fuck you! I came here because I wanted to learn hiragana, katakana, and kanji, and you just kind of left me at such a low point now. So what did I do? I went off. I joined Udemy. I went back on Udemy. I bought the course. In the course of an evening, I've pretty much remembered most of the kanji characters. And my point is, if you just gave me the fucking time and the fucking resources, I could learn this shit. Don't fucking.
Well, if you want to learn something, search on YouTube for Real Japan. There's two Japanese guys that the one asks the other one to translate English words, and yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is the
then
thing.
they draw the characters, and like the word for old person is a picture of a gravestone in kanji.
Well, I'm currently doing well. If it's in kanji, that's going to be pretty impressive because at the moment I'm basically rereading my hiragana and katakana. But as it is, I've had pretty good success so far with learning the phonetics to the letters, and I'm just basically doing the classic look, cover, write, check. Long story short, learning through spite seems to be quite effective for me right now. And that's purely what's motivating me. Just a deep, a small ember of resentment on the inside.
Just remember, object, subject, verb. Or
Subject, object, verb. Yeah, for
Yeah.
English it's subject, verb, object, but in Japanese it's subject, object, verb. Yeah.
I was learning Japanese using a English-Japanese dictionary that my uncle
Yes.
used
Take a bath.
Yeah.
when he was working in that region on the ships.
I was just trying to figure out what I was going to try and do to try and get the game going. That was all.
Also, Scott, do you play Commander?
What, as in Magic the
Thanks.
Gathering?
Play it.
Depends on how much his his washing's been done on it.
Options. I can't turn up the game volume. Lovely.
Oh no.
What?
Volume mixer.
They've revealed what their new game is.
I have
Dude,
no
okay.
idea who you're talking about.
The people who did this one.
All right.
It's Dark Heresy game.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, it has a collector's edition.
So what's the problem then?
The fact that I'm going to want to buy the collector's edition. Oh, it's got a Kroot statue. Don't even play Tau. Oh, god damn you, Owlcat.
Yeah, maybe playing on this machine done.
I don't have the room for it.
Yeah, I'm getting
There's
things.
really not much sound coming from the game.
No.
There we go, I can hear stuff now. So at least I'm not, now I'm not deaf.
I
I
must
could always
admit,
be
this
imagining
game
your-
really
I could
does
always be
go
imagining this
really
conversation.
weird with its audio. Right. Okay. Now, where am I actually meant to go?
Well, you were having a bath.
Yes.
What is the current quest? Oh, you want to go back to the deck of the ship, to the bridge, and then interact with the digital map, unless you want to walk around and speak to people.
There's nobody really to speak to.
Then go to the map, on the deck.
I just dropped a link for that Real Japan channel. The guys are brilliant. There was this one sentence that they came up with. It's like the doctor went to the cliff to do something or other, and something. And the Japanese translation is the same word 8 times in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
Hardly something you're likely to use in common conversation, mind you, in Japan. But anyway.
But
Yeah.
Right.
that it's there. I suppose.
Okay. So back to the game. So we're looking at where we thinking of going, because we've just got ourselves a navigator.
So we've been to
Okay.
Europe 5. Iraq 5.
We're currently in the middle of nowhere, so let's
Yeah.
head to the not explored section next.
Yeah, we did
Where we
Majoris.
visit Raikaidi Philia, the prison planetoid. Or we jump over that and go straight to the unidentified void ship. That sounds like it could be painful and interesting.
Right. Hold on. We are currently.
On the bottom left corner.
Yes. So
So either the middle one at the bottom, or jump straight over that, go to the unidentified void ship first, on the bottom right.
what do you think, Jack? It goes to the planet, or actually, let's try and jump on the ship. How do I?
Just click on it.
There we go.
With Magic the Gathering, can you play the different sets against one another?
Yes.
Now, wait, hold on. Yes, basically you can play old versus new. You can mix and match old with new. Yeah.
You can basically play friendly games.
Well, I was referring to more like, could you play, for example, Broomhaven versus Star Wars or Star Trek? So Star Wars, yeah. Or Final
Those aren't
Fantasy
magic gods.
versus.
Oh, yes. So you will have decks. It's like you've got the cowboy deck at the moment where they're doing a lot of outlaws and stuff like that. You can utilize that up against the first lot of magic decks. Without, well, not that old, but I would say from 4th ed up, you could probably run those type of decks versus the newer decks, no problem. Right, so Albert.
Abelard.
Yeah, we've nicknamed him Albert.
Yeah, he's out.
Okay. The everyday sound of the bridge are disrupted by voices raised in anger. Albert's voice is the loudest. It's not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant.
Relevant.
The young woman standing before Albert strives with all her might to not to quail under the onslaught of her suppressor's anger. She falters, but then manages to look at him in the eye and says, I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain. Right, very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I see you have already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence towards a higher ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Sorry?
Belligerence.
Belligerence, meh.
It's got the bridge G.
Yeah. Avrela Vent, so Lord Captain Lieutenant, Vent requesting permission to speak. You're already fucking talking. Vent falls silent and then adds rashly, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. Right, you may speak, but I want to hear a report, not shouting match. Have two officers bickering in full view of the bridge is unacceptable. I will not tolerate this kind of conduct on my ship. Albert assigned the lieutenant the appropriate punishment. Lieutenant, you have 1 minute to state your business.
I'll go with 2.
I was thinking of 2 myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exclaiming hotly.
I am sorry, Lord Captain. I thought that drastic time calls for drastic measures. Well, blah, 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 blah. Just talk. Tell me. What's the issue?
Yeah, you're wasting time now.
This matter cannot wait. Well, fucking spill the beans. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched in the lower decks on orders to crush the workers. Strike by any means necessary, but I'm convinced that this step is unwarranted and the crisis itself was provoked by actions of one of your senior officers. Vent is almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech. Very pale-faced.
That's quite an exertion.
Right, so...
Probably true.
Yeah, so... Right, hold on. Why is YouTube being a dick?
Well, what's that?
It normally pops up. There we go. I've got it. Trying to get your stream up on YouTube. Right, so back to the game. So, yeah, continue. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wesseron and intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we'll have a mutiny or a massacre on your hands. With your last words through she's okay, clearly prepared. Now, is that the other chap that's our right-hand man?
Well, Sarian is Albert's last name, yeah.
Why would he show... Oh, okay. I didn't know I had an echo. Apparently I do.
Not hearing it.
No. I heard it and it just caught my attention. Right, so there's an insurrection making aboard my ship and no one has informed me. How did all this start? Where does come into all of this? I'm going to go with question 3 first.
Explain. So you're working.
I shall explain, Albert intones grimly. I beg you to hurry, time is... Oh, just shut up. I will not hurry since my competence is under scrutiny. I shall speak for as long as I see fit. That's...
And now he's wasting time.
Yeah, I was about to say, that is a deliberate, I'm telling you I'm going to stall. There is an established order to the way things are done on the ship, and one of the pillars on that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters, and as he's seneschal roles to ensure it. I have always handled internal problems myself, so of course, when I receive information about the cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von whatever Valancius will find refuge on her ship. Okay. You were far too heavy-handed. Arrest, interrogation, mass punishment for the entire sector has driven people to the brink, she states bitterly. Now there's a strike on the lower decks in Depot 4. To be precise, 3 worker clans are involved and many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into all-out...
Damn. All-out insurrection.
We lost him.
Sounds that way.
No, just everything on my system, volume-wise, went dead.
Oh, you broke up there for a moment when you came back as well.
Yeah, as in all my audio disappeared.
No.
In game, you better get this problem wrapped up soon. You don't want to wake up with an insurrection.
Now that's okay. But when
I mean, it is the lower quarters rebelling.
Concerns the only response I received is an order to dispatch the assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force.
Oh, necrack.
Who's the Master of Arms? Is that...
Jocasta, the woman next to him who hasn't said anything. Yet.
I'm just hoping you're going to say Abaddon, just to make me laugh.
I think I'm going to go with that one.
Alfarius.
Alright,
A bit of a trivia fact for you, Scott.
Sorry?
Bit of a trivia fact for you.
Okay.
The head of the armies of chaos at the moment is a guy called Abaddon the Destroyer. But his model was also known as Abaddon the Armless. Because his model's arms were so large, they kept on falling off the model.
Right.
So he had the nickname Abaddon the Armless. So when you said Master of Arms, I was like, yeah, Abaddon.
Yes, I know it's an old squabble. Once advocates me, but will facilitate my promotions, although he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know of at least a dozen fine officers whom the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure that they continue to strive. Prepare new generations of the dynasty's servants, to instruct them and to separate those with potential from those who have exhausted it. That is my duty as Seneschal. I thought your duty was to keep things away, petty things away from the Lord Captain, but anyway. The ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians, and stewards whom I have raised personally by the throne. Every third person standing on this bridge right now was my student at one point. The ship's regulations state that the Master at Arms is responsible for resolving all matters related to the ship's enforcers. And yet it is no secret that the Seneschal has a tendency to show partiality. Those enforcers and officers whom he has deemed particularly promising are at times given permission to approach him for tutelage. Interesting. I cannot deny Master Viserian's experience and insight. Seneschal has a record of fostering students who have indeed achieved much and demonstrated impeccable performance. However, extending such patronage over the head of the immediate superior encourages disregard for hierarchy among your lordship's servants. Today, an enforcer goes to Seneschal to report an order from a whilst at arms that they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow they'll go to the Lord Captain to object to Seneschal's orders. I notice a pattern in these actions.
Alright, Albert, do you wish to respond?
Mr. Sauerbach. Sorry.
No, carry on.
Can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their superior, or one where I would overrule their order, or show favoritism to those who merited none? None, Seneschal, for there have been no such cases in the entire time I have served aboard this ship. If anyone would claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honor with, oh my god, all this conversation and people are about to be slaughtered. We have to pay for insulting your honor with blood. Your conduct in this regard has always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate their sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officers' deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It fools those who sit apart with ambition and audacity, makes them stand out among the rest. Enforcers are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die. Their fate entrusted to their commander and no one else. That is their sole foundation of order.
Do I go for number 5?
No, because then you're going to end up with flipping the slaughter.
Evidently, my officers are anything but shining example of unity and adherence today. I only have myself to blame, I suppose. Right, how did this all start? The situation could boil over at any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version.
Thanks.
It began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for the cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tension between the enforcers and the workers to a head. Alright, so what's Depot for? It's one of the poorest sectors of the lower decks. Sorry?
The new fragrance by Chanel.
It was home to clans of general labourers. They're not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served its specialist systems for generations. They are easily replaceable souls. And one which is now more besides giving
Succor.
to cultists and minions to the of the arch enemy.
Sucker?
That's
I barely know her.
that goes to show the size of these ships. Entire generations of families live in them and stay in one section.
Damn. Right, it's a poor and troubled, but worse that it means drunken fights in the illegal Rotgut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. And another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It's located on the most popular lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect. Okay. I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remnant of the authority remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interest of your protectorate and personal safety. If you wish to confirm the recruit of my
Yeah, I think it's rectitude. It's not a word you see every day, though.
Yeah, rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objection.
Rectitude of blooming bloody pot.
For my part, I urge Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks and stop the assault unit and speak directly to the people. You'll see that they are not lying or harbouring heretics. That way you'll stop the uprising before it begins.
So basically, there was a drunken bar fight. Someone got killed. They found a dodgy heretical necklace on that guy. It got reported, as things do, up the chain of command. And now, suddenly, the enforcers of the ship are cracking down hard because there's possible heretic stuff there.
And because the Seneschal has taken a jump over the person who's meant to be in control of the situation.
So basically, you've got go down and deal with it myself.
But
Second
that
option
would-
is, obviously, I'm sure Albert was doing everything he should have done, but I'll double check it. And the third one is, I don't give a shit.
And the very first one is there's an insurrection in the making, board my ship and no one has informed me.
That's just yelling at everyone for not telling you.
That's just more information.
Yeah.
And I'm playing
But that,
Iconic, aren't I?
3, you base.
Iconoclast is the moral route you've kind of been going down.
Yeah.
So 3, you basically turning the guy as a flippin' idiot, which is probably cause some
3,
issues down the line.
Yeah. 3 could be seen as inviting doubt of your second. 4 is the same, but you're not spinning it as badly.
And
Because you're saying,
5
I'm sure he did
is
it right,
that
but I can double check.
You're just allowing the whole section of the ship to be wiped out.
Potentially.
Right.
If they do rebel.
Potentially.
Throne preserve you. Okay. Grits his teeth tightly. An enterprise bordering on sophomoric. But please yourself, Lord Captain, I categorically insist that I execute you, escort you.
I don't think we want Albert as an escort. I don't think that's the kind of escort you want.
Yeah, no. No, mate, not interested. I don't fly that way. Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which led to your and Sensual's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot 4 myself and see it expended resolution of the incident. So now you're tagging along as well?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
But she is in charge of the enforcers, so it's kind of her job. Oh, we lost Damien. He beep booped.
Yeah. Back again.
He boop beeped.
Hello.
Hi.
Follow me.
Choose party members.
Hello, man.
Yeah, we're currently all selected. If they've got a triangle, the yellow triangle, it means they're essential to this particular area and have to come.
Yeah.
So in this instance, you have to bring Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're locked in. A lot of missions aren't. It's just some very character or key critical ones will be locked to certain characters.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken... Okay, I can't do that yet.
We've got cutscene.
No control here. Hey, it's Rosarian. Take it.
A jar of piss.
Ooh. That looks like acid, never mind. Piss.
Mm.
The fix me wipes the sweat from his brow. In a startlingly human gesture, and a telling one, a rare moment where he allows his age and wariness to show through his armor like the knee of self-assurance. The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret the current place all the locals and servants is.
Did you hear? They were shouting your name. The people dared disrespect a senior officer. Let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Now, two sounds like it's going to build towards outright conflict. One sounds like you're being pedantic.
Right, of course they were. The organisation of the daily routine life of the ship rests upon my shoulders. The mountain of challenges and problems from which I endeavour to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation of the lower decks has been a curse for concern, and cause for concern, and I have intervened personally on more than one occasion. That must be why they remember me. They do not know your face. To them, you're akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood on the steps of the Golden Throne, no less, whereas I'm the man whose name is attached to every order docking rations or lowering a baby's heating.
The baby. What the
That's
baby?
what they will do. They will cut your food or they will turn off the heat. And space is cold.
Yeah.
Not really. Because,
Right.
what is temperature when you've got nothing judged against?
Cool.
Heaters. You have heaters to judge against.
Right, so...
No, I mean in space itself.
Something resembling a mess made out of...
The space between is cold.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
No, because there's no temperature at all. It's just a couple of hydrogen atoms floating around here and there.
Well, walk into the sun. Just tell them it's cold.
What are these valves?
They are part of something later.
Okay.
But there are many of
So
them.
probably best not to flip any valves when you aren't sure what's going on.
Right.
That looks
Yeah,
run down
it
there.
isn't wrong that technically in space, thermal energy to be
I
transmitted.
still do not
And
see
there's
our
certain
rovers
ways to
coming
work.
here.
Yeah, generally speaking, you need an
Relax,
atmosphere or at least
old
physical
man.
contact for
Go
heat
for a
to
stroll on the
transfer.
lower decks every once
You
in a
can
while.
radiate heat away with
We'll
infrared
see how the
radiation.
simple folk do.
Which when things are hot, they produce infrared radiation. So a lot of the time, if you were, say, in a spacesuit, you're more at risk of overheating than you are of freezing.
The heat has got to go.
But having said that,
Hey. If I just
You
put
will
that outside the door,
generally-
yeah.
yeah, you will have issues with heating in many places, for example, because a lot of places in space are cold. Debris, detritus.
Like,
I love those sand-sized particles flying past at
I
ridiculous speed.
can't hear what these guys are saying. Why not?
I can't either.
How was that about?
I don't believe these are voiced this bit.
Yeah, okay, it's just background mumbling.
Yeah, my voices
Strange.
are on 100%.
Yeah, I think that was just a background mumble that sounded like a massive being coming from that character.
So,
My patience is one thing. I've given you an order. Now get out of my way. I cannot comply with the order, ma'am. Vent looks shaken, but there's a fire in her eyes. This deck and my sector, so long as this area remains under Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. First officer, rogue trader, and the Emperor himself.
Ooh, she's got some guts.
Do not all my lessons fall on deaf ears.
Gotta love crabby approval.
Yeah. Your lordship, noticing the 2 officers snap to attention and salute their subordinates following the suit. Okay. Some locals on our way, their conduct was outrageous. They'd even tried to throw things at us. I want to speak to the strikers. I give the assault.
Straight to the price.
Yeah, I'll change my vote.
It's like the level of, oh, you accidentally walked too close to me in the hall. Cut his head off.
His hand touched my clothing. Chop him off at the neck.
Lock down the base. Strikes include the leader's situations. Under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigation unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge of mutiny. There's nothing to investigate. There is nothing to investigate. It simply calls for an immediately repression. So, repressions and firing squad. And you vent are a step away from facing charges yourself.
No, because she's following her orders now. For a change. No, he knows that now that Pippin is God, Captain Woman, whatever she is.
You're right, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck.
Now I need to try and Pippin get through this closed door where my characters are stuck.
I don't even know where everybody is and why I've ended up over here. Right.
There we go. Can you follow? No, that just gives more information.
Right, so because I go around the map to see what's going on, and then I
I
click
got
to
stuck by
travel.
the door. I was trying to click after you guys, and
All right.
I got stuck behind the door and didn't realize it.
So, are we gonna go in here and start a combat?
Might not be a combat,
I think this needs to be a conversation.
depending on how you do it.
Right, so a dozen pair of eyes stare apprehensively at you. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks. You take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display of varying levels of mutation, from barely discernible to strange, to the strange, to the outright grotesque.
Outright.
Okay.
Okay, this guy's on the left looking to start a fight.
Right. So Rivet whispers, passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd, 1 elderly woman and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you've come down to us. We are attacking. Sorry, we're attacked on the way. How do you explain that?
Get up.
We were attacked. Open fire.
Why? Why are you striking? Striking? That's news to us, your lordship. The tall, thin woman in worker's garb. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Shut up, Rivet, snaps the old woman, who turns her hostile dark eyes on you. Here's the deal, your lordship. You're demanding...
You're damned.
You're damned.
There we go. You're damned enforcers who are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word, and they're reaching for their batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to hold bays for weeks at a time. We get sick and freeze. My clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. The old woman spits on the floor and rubs at the spittle where her toe and rubs. So she spits on the floor and plays with it with her toe.
I've got one out.
Worn out food.
Right, so does not interrupt the worker, but she sees the sadness in her eyes, or well in her eyes. When the children's deaths were mentioned, she quietly whispers a requiem prayer and makes a sign over herself. It's all true. Vent is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It is clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships?
Yep,
And
amidships,
has no fellow feelings towards us. The grim man with the scarfed face throws up his arms. Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers, your servants. We plot no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. The persecution started a prose of nothing, you say. I was told that one of you were found in possession of a cultist amulet, and that there are heretics hiding here. Albert, do you have anything to add?
We were attacked. Keep bringing it up.
How petty do you want to get?
Exactly, yeah.
What changes do you want?
The last thing in the conversation. By the way, we were attacked.
I might throw that in there at the end. A cultist amulet. What's that? The G-Jaw that they found on the dead drunkard. If it was something evil.
It's a weird one of doing it.
Yeah, no, it is. I know the word. I've seen it before. It's just.
I was using the old west.
Yeah. You can see it's like a gaudy fake amulet. Look at
bauble.
Yeah, a bauble, yeah. Forbidden, we sure didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people. There have been no new faces around. Definitely not. And if there were, they'd be the first. We'd be the first to report. And as for this amulet or whatever it is, they took it off the dead body. There was no cultist still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots they came back with, nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so fine. I can tell you that. It seems to me these cultists have better commanders than us.
That's sounding a little bit like heresy.
That was a little like
Yeah.
insult. Oh yeah, the
Someone,
boots
where's the firing squad gone?
were really fine, and there was no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor, and when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers and the servo makes.
That's like large transformer Optimus Prime.
Yes. And the same way my
Small
grandfather
transformer,
was taught
Bumblebee.
800 years ago by the tech guys who came calling. Believe us, your lordship, we are people of faith.
Sorry, are you talking about Men of Iron?
No.
On a
I've
ship
got
like this?
I've got no clue, none at all.
I made
Men
a
of Iron in a
reference.
different universe.
Weren't you taught
Yeah.
from an
No.
early age about the dangers of the arch enemies' creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them?
By the way, the Men of Iron were artificial intelligent robots in the Dark Age of technology
They
who
kind of
rebelled
rebelled.
against humanity. Yeah. So
That's
when
why we
we
don't
started
have
talking about
AI
Optimus
anymore.
Prime, I made reference to, hang on, are you talking about, Men of Iron? Heresy.
Blam.
Abominable intelligence.
We were told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. The last time you saw a confessor in our sector, it was just after I had my third little one.
Now she's old Nan.
Yeah, so that's regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when the beast crawls out of those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father who was not there, or the scavenger who brought the evil down upon himself and his neighbors?
We were attacked.
Actually, go with we're attacked, followed by Albert. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah.
There's an explanation for you. The people have been pushed to their limits, and now they're lashing out, as if we don't know why these top deck units are being sent down here, like the one that the lieutenant won't let past. Our clans are all inside and the bay has been sealed off, but the lower decks are big. I'm sure there's some people who have just had about enough. We're getting it from all sides. The soldiers have encircled these ones, risen up. A death squad has just arrived. It's no wonder folks are lashing out. Okay, guys, let's just all go out and just cut everything off here. We can clean up the mess later.
Yep. Awareness test. Ooh.
But they are apparently sincere.
Right,
And they were
God's
shocked about you
favours.
being attacked.
Right. Albert, I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in the sector.
Necessary. Sounds like some of these gods use unnecessary measures.
The specific steps taken by the office were not reported to me. Albert frowns clearly, disgruntled at having to explain himself in their workers' presence. Nevertheless, I'm certain that their actions were justified. Cultists and no drunken
Stevedores.
Steves. The cultures are no drunken Steve. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action. Was it really necessary to torture the people with the cold?
I don't think we bring her back into the storage. Flippin'.
What, you reckon? Don't
I think
ask
she
her?
just needs. I think she needs to be rebuked, but yeah, okay. Ask her. I'm gonna go and switch on the kettle tea. That's because I wasn't talking to you, Bixby.
No,
Damn
the
it.
rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As per regulation, should the labourers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is to next step is limiting their air supply and cutting off water,
Asshole.
which is almost certain to restore order. The presents can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear. Was not
We were
expecting that. We've already said that.
Doesn't mean we can't bring it up again. We're being petty about it.
Just because.
It does just repeat it.
Alright, shit. Roll one. Right. Old Nan. Okay, would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us, Bilgerats, what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to retain your rein in your damned enforcers, to quit turning off the heat and stop battering everything that moves. Well, we could always just cut this department off and just cut out the air. That'd solve problems.
You won't have to worry about damage.
But
Exactly.
she's asking for more,
And then...
pretty much.
No, not. That's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms, and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces.
That's too much.
I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here.
That sounds like awesome. Way too much. Where's the firing squad?
You've gone too far, old Nan. We'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They'll probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need for? Before the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbour out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist's body and we'll talk to them. One lower deck to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. Now that sounds like a reason.
Now that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Let's just ease off the throttle a little bit, and we'll sort it out.
Aaron Mayer, thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Old man, speak for yourself, and your clan, I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but as soon as the unanointed one turns his back, and these brutes will be on us even harder before, all because we dare to speak out. The tool workers I started between the two arguing leaders every few seconds. He opens his mouth as if planning to agree, but each time he falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval. Trustworthiness, unrest ends now. Everyone who's involved will be eliminated. That would probably be the full-on.
Everyone dies,
Yeah.
basically.
Fine, I'll give the order for the enforcers to withdraw from this sector, and will be given a weapon. No, fuck off, I ain't giving you weapons.
Pardon me. Yep.
Man at arms, where do you stand? Apparently over there. I'm gonna go with 3, I think. I got 100% to pass it.
Yeah.
Coercion test succeeded. The tall worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts a sidelong look at the old woman. Old Nan, listen. Lord Captain himself has come down here to us and offered concessions. And I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who ever stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. Now's no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. God damn.
Well, if she's old and stubborn,
Mm.
now's the time not to change. You know, she's not going to get a chance to do it again.
Hisses in dissatisfaction. You two are ganging up on me, and that is that it. So brave you are against an old woman, but I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't. Thank you. I won't go down against 2 clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. That's
I've
great.
just
Just
banned that
fantastic,
bot
Captain.
on your channel is
I did see that. Thank you.
Oh, and I've put in a moderation block for those bloody words.
I appreciate that.
Right.
Then it's decided.
So you shouldn't have any more pop even if they try.
This is decided the persecution will stop, and I'll expect you to assist in locating any remainder amulets or weapons. You failed. Okay. Right, your lordship, thank you. You've not abandoned us at the lower decks. You came yourself to settle everything. I'll tell my grandchildren. Okay. Removed cargo, fuel and provisions. Why did we lose that?
Because we're heating the
Fuel
area
and
again,
heat.
we're giving them food. Which is basically what we'd stopped doing.
Okay.
So basically, you lost your savings.
Of course, your lordship will root out any nasty business faster then. But the thing is we've now gained...
Yeah, because they all know. Yeah, and again, their support.
Yes. Which means...
And also,
Which means
Very
less
good, Scott.
issues.
Carry on.
as I say, we're also not losing more people, which we are down on at the moment.
Even though they aren't trained.
Okay.
What
Oh,
is that?
what? This page for the Scott Beach is more.
I
more
won't
smart
tolerate
missing.
weakness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there is literally
Where'd you
nothing.
go? Looks like we just head back up stairs again.
Where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Where did you come from?
Cut no Joe.
Who's cutting what? That sounds painful.
Ah, that's it. That one. Did that.
Okay, which doors are you supposed to be going to? These doors or those doors?
A
No,
new
fill in the
challenge for
valves.
me?
Why?
Because it's a
I
puzzle.
can't even select them.
I tire
Oh,
of
okay.
idleness.
solved
Let's
it.
move.
Applaud my brilliance.
What's
We
that?
got. Oh, okay.
Right.
It was a bunch of grenades and bombs.
Alrighty.
So maybe they were planning something.
What? Where did you find that?
I
Did
filled
they
with a bunch of
box?
valves to redistribute the pressure, and it was in a vent grate. Trying to combine the two words.
Okay.
Great.
Aren't vents great?
Yep. Now what's going on? Unexpected input dismissed. Unit stands. Distance. Address your other companies. I have an urgent matter to discuss with you, Lord
Thanks.
Captain. Please give us a moment.
Oh shit.
Albert looks at you. His last vestige of restraint vanished. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You
Well,
kowtowed this disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rabble will welcome them with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc.
Oh my god.
Is that how you see your future at the helm, Von? Right.
Yeah.
Like that pitch.
Right. So you allow this revolt to happen. Your actions practically guarantee
This
it
time
would.
we have to
Right.
stomp on him.
I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene, Albert said. What?
Irascibly.
Irascibly,
Yeah,
Lord
irascibly.
Captain Theodora. Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers, while she dedicated herself to her grand design of protectorate, and any true strategist and rogue trader ought. Right, now, maybe if they'd had spent more time trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. They're new Lord Captain aboard the ship now, and I will not repeat. mistakes.
Actually, that one's quite nice. But
I would be only too willing to trust my sensual and not fill my head with such matters, but the situation had spiraled out of your control, Albert. Give me a reason why I should continue to listen to your advice and trust in your judgment. Right now, I don't see any.
That's harsh, also, but fair. But, and one's just gonna cause resentment.
Face relaxes slightly. You're right. At least as concerns junior officers making complaints direct to you.
In other words, he's not taking blame.
I'll stand straight to attention. I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself.
We did get covered in piss coming in here.
Yeah. Slowly the
I'm
words
sure his ass
coming
has
out,
eaten a hole in the floor.
not coming easily. Right, the prosperity of von Valencius
Valencius.
Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for a chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes or capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy and that creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I came from a long line of officers.
You're right back, folks. Just making some tea.
That was definitely a way to interrupt. Right, so somebody sent a message which I'm trying to find. Alright.
I sent you one.
Yeah, and there's another message that just popped up now. You know, I'm actually not interested. Right, so one of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what happened happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come to a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty bound to aid the new rogue trader, aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do this, I must insulate you from problems that the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements. Right, right, so what's the bottom ones? I've seen plenty of sentiment and handwriting in recent days, but every little competence. I have no plans on relying on your judgment, and you've tried and tested procedures in the future. I value Theodora created and trust that the situation in aberration in the ship's otherwise smooth operations. Since their procedures are working, I see no reason to change them. Prosperity of von Valencius. Why do they come up with these bloody stupid words? Protectorate is just important to me. You are the only person who has comprehensive knowledge of how things are run on the ship. I think in the future I will follow your recommendations. Three.
Yeah, I'd agree on pick.
After a moment's silence, he had, looking at you with interest. Your resolve is admirable and demonstrate strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my old habits ever begin to creep back in.
Woohoo!
Right, so
We won one.
leave us the lower decks if the road trader desires to stretch his legs or find more suitable places.
Yeah. I think so.
Right. Okay. Now, where do we need to go? Oh.
Level up.
Doubt is
Why
for
didn't you
the
go this?
weak.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because it's we're surplus
That's
to requirement at
cheating
the
because it
moment.
was forced.
Right, so Jack,
hello,
just
dog.
quickly for myself, I've got toughness, weapon skill of the two thumbs up, agility, strength, or perception.
Let me bring it up. Back to where we were. Come on.
Do you reckon do you reckon toughness would be a good one?
What are you thinking of doing? The damage, or being tanky? Because a little of all of it plays in. So obviously toughness is your health, a little bit. Weapon skill is directly related to your hitting things,
Yeah.
and also making sure you don't get hit as much in melee. Agility also helps with things like initiative.
Okay.
Strength is straight up your melee damage.
Right, so at the moment, I've got toughness at 45, weapon skill at 45, agility, strength, and agility and strength at 40, and perception at 35.
Probably I'd go with weapon skill, because it doesn't matter about your agility or strength if you don't hit.
Yeah.
Oop.
Oh, now I've got a choice of a skill.
Yes, you've got lots of feats and things to look at. I'm gonna go get a snack.
Right, so Death Wild character gains 15 critical chance with bleed effect. Well, I currently have a weapon that does bleed. That would be logical.
It would be logical.
55.
Logical.
I think weapon skill on you.
Damien, check the general chat there. I think you might have shared.
What have I done? Ooh. No.
Okay.
And I'm back.
Right, I've just finished the level up.
That's easy.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Where do I go from here? What would be the
Back to
the door? So we've been through.
void ship.
Yeah, back up the elevator.
I gotta go find the elevator.
Behind you to the right, if you're looking the way your characters are looking.
I had a massive problem with
Yeah.
the
Cross the pile of steaming piss and go through the gate on the left.
What was that, Damien? You have a problem with?
I had a problem with caterpillars last year, Linton.
Ah,
Sorry?
did they
I had
look
a
like
problem
them?
with caterpillars last year.
Uh,
I managed to fix it this year with an unconventional solution.
vinegar.
No.
By unionizing them.
Mothballs.
Mothballs. Oh, I've heard about that, yes. You just break them up onto the soil.
No, I've been using microscopic fossils of creatures called diatoms.
Oh, yes, as well, yes. I heard that this wrecks them.
Oh, they absolutely hate it.
They're bigger and more aggressive than a normal toad.
Diatome, good try. But you can also use it in cooking. So
I'm sure you could probably also fry caterpillars. Yeah,
No,
that whole
Apparently,
thing.
it even works against ants because it blocks up their breathing pores.
not even that. What it actually does is in their joints where there's soft tissue, it rips
Right.
them to pieces.
Yeah.
The Hellmaster Ravel.
But yeah, in the spirillas it also does damage. Are we doing AJ's game tomorrow, Scott?
No. We're doing Villainous tomorrow. You don't sound so excited.
Villainous at
Aaron's place.
Aaron's
Yeah.
place. Yeah, cool.
Because Monday's obviously been replaced by bank holiday.
Yeah. But also AJ is
away.
not in town.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because this is what we were talking about when we left Aaron's place the other night.
Just to confirm, was I invited to that or not?
Yes. But only as a card shuffler. As a croupier.
It's nicely asking to say I'm grateful for my invites to these things. I just wasn't sure if I was on the invite list or
Right.
not for that one.
Damien. You have now been invited into playing with our role-playing group on a Friday.
Yep.
So if plans
That's it,
have
you're
been
in. You
changed,
can't get out.
exactly. If plans have changed, you were there present when this was all spoken about. So ergo, that was the plan for the group for that evening, and you
That's
were
fine.
included.
I just didn't want to be making assumptions where maybe assumptions were not warranted. But thank you anyway. Cool.
Didn't want to make an ass out of you and me.
Oh, I'm happy to make an ass of me. I'm a very good ass. One of my few redeeming features is how much of an ass I am.
Okay. Right, what have we here, Lord Ship Captain? It's not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting on the local asteroid field. It surely is quite quiet, like
Quiet.
it's huddled up there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised. The thing is more space scrap heap than space as the ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull and depression over several compartments. Depressurization.
Depression was still funny though.
Depression, yep. Oh, there's an incoming transmission now, too. Oh, by the way, they've just noticed us.
Oh, by the
That
way,
ship
someone's
was
trying to call us.
Ragged void ship. Hear us. The Vox transmission hissed abruptly and cut to static. Do not require assistance. Pet. Do not require assistance. I know that's Pete, but I just
Yeah.
thought Pet was funnier. Copy. The Vox delays. Okay, right. Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Or protect us. Or protects.
Emperor protects.
Right, helmsman, Lord Captain, I'm told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there's an unidentified badly damaged vessel with an asteroid field near the filler. Right, so
thought you
is
said, yeah.
refusing to help, which not to point out a fine point, has not yet offered to them.
Lady doth protest too much.
What I would do is I would radio back. Copy. Help. En route.
Going into a space tunnel.
Okay, the connection is established. Unknown vessel, we're receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, only hiss and snaps, and several voices at once started shouting over one another. Do not tell him, we're done for. Ragged voice ship. This is Thunderfang. This is Thundercunt. We are one of the voices.
Thunderfires.
There we go. Faltered uncertainly and replaced by another. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are private chant vessel. A merchant vessel, of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Right.
Thunderbirds.
Main deck. On my order.
Thunderbirds, Thunderfangs, our goal.
Thunderfang. Yeah, Thunderbirds. To the rescue!
We can make out a hoarse and furious whispering even over the cracking of the static. Why? I don't know. What if? Certainly not. The whispering dies and clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Our vessel is badly damaged. No, shite Sherlock. Damage is preventing the correct identification, we assure you. It's full merchant vessel. Thunderfang does not require aid.
Oh,
Report
shit.
on the alert. So, main deck on order, aim weapons. Right, so let's get us to actually scour for what's going on. Television shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, your vessel is badly damaged. What happened to you? Main deck.
So at the moment, they're probably not a threat, but why are you creeping around?
And why aren't they wanting help? Maybe they just can't afford it.
Into a cacophony of sounds, words and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears.
I vote for the only conversation piece that we were attacked.
Wait right there, storm back down there.
Yeah.
But we were attacked. It's been playing on in our heads. Why? We are just flying mindless our own business, straight out of the blue, and opened fire. Miracle we could get away, Emperor protected, and then more fire. Who Void only knows. Roasted our towers, bombed everything. Our folks are left without our help. We never got to them. Now stop playing games and explain again what your business is here. Okay.
Otherwise, yes, honestly, I will then vote for 2.
Yeah. Happy now? What have you done? Idiot. It's too late now. The wish for static drowned out by clear straight front. Right, do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. We did not come here to loot on different business. To help our own out of jail, do not hurt least. We already had our Kronos clean.
Kronos cleaned.
How
Basically,
about
clock's
striking
cleaned,
a deal? Our hold is full of lunder, I mean goods.
Yeah.
In case
Fellowship
you
of the
are
Void.
unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Kronos Expanse. They consider themselves
Kronos
above
Expanse.
regular heresies solely because they sometimes have vox conversations with those whom they're about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat the salvo from the macro cannons and shake the skull loose from the decks. They certainly deserve it.
That's a pirate ship. And they mentioned something about breaking some people out of jail. But, whatever reason, got in a fight with something that ruined them. But they are saying they've got loot.
I've got plunder. Yep.
Right, so the honey voice of the high factotum interrupts the translations with a polite cough. Ahem, ahem. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you, although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions. The Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps we'll find dealings with them acceptable, especially in a situation where they where performing a warp jump is impossible.
Again, he's the man with the purse strings.
I'm
He's
actually
saying they may be pirates, but they can get stuff.
I'm going to. They're currently in a bad situation. We could probably try and use it to our advantage.
Yep. Hence the commercial exchange.
Plus, in
Right.
my mind, you could always engage in commercial exchange and then blow them up. So, this is the first faction we've met. What you're seeing is a list of things you can get from them. And along the left is your level, and each level unlocks more things.
Right.
Each item has a profit factor cost. You do not spend it by buying this. You just have to have that level of profit factor to get it.
And
So at the moment, the top 4 things, we can just get them now.
No, we can get. Oh, okay. Profit factors in line.
As
Yeah,
in
we
we
can
can
get the
just
heavy
click
armor, the
something.
flamer.
I
Yeah,
can
just
click
double
the-
click on them, and they're ours. And our profit factor has not gone down because we don't spend money that way. We just demand it through our financial power.
Right, so I've got
So-
those.
Yep, so that's 3 items. So the more we level up this faction, the more stuff we can get.
Right.
So this then leads into the factions and what we've been doing with putting stuff in our cargo. So the shit that we don't want or don't need, we've been putting in the cargo. That gets packed up into like boxes of sets of shit, which you can then sell to the factions to level up your reputation. So they're pirates. They're probably going to like spaceship stuff, guns, armor, fuel, shiny things, etc. Each faction has a type of cargo they like and will give you more for. So when you go to the tab for reputation, it will then show you what you've got, what it gets you, and what they like.
I'm just having a
So they
look.
really like
Click on
heretic
reputation,
trophies,
top there, screen.
Xeno artifacts.
What was that, Clinton?
So you click on reputation.
Yeah, top left there's trading and reputation.
Right, I was just busy looking at the items that were there. That was all.
Yeah.
Uh,
So along the left, required cargo, that's what they like the most and what they'll give you for that. So they like heretical stuff, they like alien stuff, pretty good with jewelry, pretty good with
Right,
ships, armor.
So let's.
They don't care about normal miscellaneous things.
Right, so here. So what have we got? So we haven't been using these psychic staffs.
Yeah, so at the moment, some stuff we've already got ready to go.
How do I
Probably
know
be
which...
like the ranged weapons and stuff. Like you'll see it's got 100%. So we've got 100% of a box of the shit that we want to give to them.
Okay.
So those ones you could be like, yep, give them that, give them that, give them that.
If I double
It will
click
then
on
tell
the,
you.
if I double click on the jewelry,
If you that'll tick it on and tick it off. So if you tick it on, that'll say I want to give it to them, and then you can click the trade button to then pop that to them, and we get 300 rep.
right?
So as we
let's
go through
do-
the game,
if I do ranged weapons,
then
that's
all the
everything.
range weapons
Everything.
you've got.
Wait, hold on. But I want to keep some of the stuff we've just got.
if it's in our normal inventory, we're not giving it away. If we put it to the cargo, that's the shit we're giving away.
Right. I
if
don't
you
know
click
which
the
is
cargo
which at
tab.
the moment.
So at the top you've got
Look at the
cargo
top
list and cargo.
Yes.
Cargo is all the stuff that we've booted into cargo that's been
Right.
packed up in
so
boxes.
let's have a look to see what we've got in our inventory to put into the cargo.
So stuff we're not using.
Currently, we've got a stub revolver, a
Yeah. Hold on.
scrap
Right,
pistol, and
so-
less pistols in cargo.
Yeah. So we're not using these laser guns, are we?
The
That's
4 las
guns, no.
guns, not really, no.
Right. So I can say add to cargo.
Yes.
The
The 16 flak chest plates,
hold on. Okay. Yeah. Put to cargo.
probably not going to use them.
What about these auto guns? We're not using those, are we?
No one is currently yet, no.
Okay. Does anybody plan to use them?
Nope.
Nah, solid
Well,
weapon.
I don't.
What about
And the armored body gloves. We
Yeah,
don't
wait,
need.
hold on.
That's lower
I'm
armor than
on
you
weapons at the moment. One section at
okay.
a time, please. The last gun, the Retobi pattern.
It's just a slightly better las gun. If we can keep one, because it might be better than the gun that Argenta's using at the moment. I just need to check.
And what weapon is Clinton's character using?
And they're both using staves, and one's got a less rifle, and I'm not sure what the other one's got her own weapons.
All right, I was just wanting to know if you wanted any of this. That was all.
No, otherwise I
Cool.
would have grabbed last session.
Yeah,
Then
right.
you
I
could-
definitely
So-
want the flame.
Split, and then I'll add that to the cargo.
Mhm.
The shotgun, we got 5 shotguns.
I think Albert, either you or Albert might use one as an off weapon, just in case you
That's
can't
little
get into
speed.
melee, but you still want to do something.
Right.
I think Albert's got one on already. I
Yeah.
think.
Auto pistol, 3 to 4.
Yeah, they could probably go.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got 2 axes. I've got everything
you're
I
using-
need at the moment.
Yeah.
Add to cargo. The chainsword.
Hey. You just said a new cargo
we
had been
don't have-
created. So we added enough to make another box.
Right, the chainsword. Are we keeping that, or are we gonna get rid of
we
that?
don't have a marine on board, so
No, it's not a space marine one. It's a normal one. Again, I think it's something that either you or Abelard did have, but you've since gotten something better.
Yeah. Okay, the shotguns. I could have sworn I split them. Right, split again. Okay. Add to cargo. Flamethrower we're keeping. Now, we've
Yeah.
got the stars. We've got the...
okay. And you can toss away the psychic staff, but hang on to the other two.
Okay, which one is the psychic staff?
One
the
left.
one that looks like a stick on the top left corner.
Cassia is already using a staff of House Orcelio because she starts with one.
So... Right, there you go.
We picked up one off the
Yeah,
fish
we
guy
picked
that
up
was
this-
helping her,
Oh,
and
that's
the other
right.
one off Felic, who's the asshole.
The guardian. So we keep the guardian one, and we can get rid of the
Which
bottom
one's
one,
the Guardian one? I got that one.
the top
And
right.
the staff house, we're getting rid of that one as well.
You can get
your-
rid of that one.
Orciello.
Yeah,
So-
they're only usable by
So,
her.
the armored body
never get it.
glove.
Armor body gloves. So body gloves are usually low armor but good dodge.
They pretty much use this for my characters, and I'm pretty sure everyone else has got better character quality armor than that.
And the heavy leather armor.
That's one we've just picked up off them.
And it
Okay.
So
won't work for my characters.
yeah, so we
but
may have to
yeah.
wait to see whether it's good for you or Abelard. I think Abelard might have heavy weapon training.
Right.
Heavy
so-
armor training. But it's something you could spec into when you want to wear heavy armor.
Logic. I'm getting rid of the
usually
trader's cloak. We're not
Most
using...
of those, unless it's something that really is shit, you can keep them because you can put them on someone at some point,
Okay.
depending on what you want to do.
Now, we're under the usable stuff. So we've got the
Last one,
adaptive
please.
antidotes, warp neurality, false
Mhm.
grenade, crack grenade, the multi-key, the melter charge, and the machine right set. Keeping those,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, the drugs, because they can come in handy if you ever remember to use them or certain situations. Grenades are grenades, they're always good. The multi-key lets you try open a lock again.
Okay.
If you fail, the melter bombs, you can blow stuff up. And the machine right sets are for logic tests, so they're all good.
What about this other stuff with the
Notables. Those
Notables.
are like quest items.
I'd normally keep
Uh,
most of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Underneath other, we've got nothing, and under flagship, we've
Nothing.
got nothing.
Yeah. So,
Right. Now,
so we're going back
Okay,
to the list
so
on the
back to
left.
cargo
Yeah.
list.
Yeah. So these are the things that we've got packaged and ready to drop.
so if I just tick them all,
then we'll dump
That's
as much
what-
as we can on them.
Literally,
getting-
I've ticked them all.
1450.
Yeah.
Cool. Getting 1600. So that'll get us up another rank. So good. If you do the trade and then flip back to trading in the top left, we've now gotten another section that we can take stuff out of.
And I can just click on all of them.
Should be able to, yeah?
All the green ones.
Cannot
Yeah, sorry. The red
purchase
ones mean we just don't
profit.
have the profit factor. The green ones we can get. So as soon as we get more profit factor, we can come back here and just yank them.
Okay.
This is zone.
That's gotten us a pair of gloves.
Where's range attack? It's an enemy, the very good plus 5.
Yeah, those are the only ones we can take.
Nice.
Yeah. So when we just get more spending power, we can come back here and we can get the rest of the stuff that's in slot 1.
Okay.
The highest we'll need is profit factor 16 for that section. So
So we took the gloves
Extra
and we
stuff.
took.
it was a better
And
auto
then
gun,
The Mizoa pattern autogun.
which currently none of us are using auto guns. So
Okay.
hold on to it if you want to,
15 with
or
a
put it
rate of
back in the
fire of
gunner.
6. Damn.
they're spray and pray weapons.
Okay.
Nah, max ammo 24.
Right. So.
Okay, it's back
Fender
to
Fang.
the unexplored planet, bottom left, I imagine.
Yes, the Retobi pattern lasgun is better than what Argenta had. Ooh, begins again.
The
This
prison
was
planet.
described as a prison planet.
Prison planetoid,
Mm.
not a planet.
Yeah, got downgraded.
There's a.
Yep, that little symbol normally means we'd embark to go down there.
Ooh, level ups.
Mm.
You know, it's the mortal enemy of every subject in Imperium. But it's inappropriate sympathy for even heretical interest in his fellow aliens, very deep conflict.
Oh, waiting for me. I'm waiting for the game. Waiting for you.
Okay, give me an moment to just upgrade my 2-year. Which one's mine? That one. Oh, come on. Here. Mine rank available. Operative. Ooh.
Ooh.
Science attack. Knowledge.
There we go. That level up was just in time, because now I can use the flamer.
We got a new
Touching.
item. So we've got the. No, not you. Where did that new pistol go? Right, first of all,
Ooh, until
the.
operatives next turn, the animal's attacks also remove exploits and deal plus int bonus more damage.
Did somebody just take that new pistol?
It's not a pistol, it's a bolter.
It's a,
I was looking at it and you just
The big
figured
one.
took it.
It's Argenta's weapon.
I don't care.
There's a point I need to level her up as well.
okay,
Oh,
I've got the
wow.
opportunity. Ignatius has got logic 35, everyone else logic 30. And tech use. Everyone is 30, but this character is at 38 currently because of intelligence and operator's gloves. I'm gonna give her tech use. That one. Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go with. I've given. Oh, for fuck's sakes, really? You're a pain in the arse. Right. Second weapon. I've given him the oh, that's the shotgun. I wasn't going to give him the shotgun. 5 to 7.
Bloody hell. Cassius can take his ability called Take Aim.
Okay.
The target's next attack will ignore cover and will have double the effective distance. I think that's a good boost. But then again, she's got damaging effects as well.
Jack, what's this
Yeah.
auto gun do? What's its?
So it's a solid
It's
weapon
machine gun.
projectile. So solid weapon projectiles have an innate bonus to pierce, so they can go through targets.
Okay.
So they're good at hitting multiple people. Most of the time, they tend to be bullet hoses, so they'll have a high rate of fire and large clip size, and normally have some kind of burst attack. So they're good for spray and pray and wiping out lots of crowds.
And is that more of an up close and personal weapon?
Technically, you could point blank someone in the face, well, very short range. I don't think you can do it in melee distance because it's a ranged weapon, unlike pistols, which you can fire base to base, and shotguns. But yes, you could run up to someone and unload like an entire burst, point blank, almost.
Would you reckon for a second weapon rather than the shotgun?
Shotgun is useful in both. Look at the range on the shotgun for me.
Damage is 3 to 6. Rate of fire is 6. Range weapon light. Solid projectile.
Yeah, so the shotgun is a range of 2, but a maximum of 5, whereas the auto gun is a range of 8 with a maximum of 16. So it's definitely got a bit more range on it, but the shotgun does much more damage. Theoretically, but the shotgun is one shot per time you shoot it, whereas the Mazoa pattern gun you can do burst fire, which is normally like, I think it might be by its rate of fire, which would be 6. So
Question.
6 bullets of 3 to 6
When you
could be what,
when you-
36?
When you look at your range thing, how do you see that?
As in, do you mean why it says 8?
Oh, right, got you.
16.
Yeah, no, got you. I found it.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm gonna try the shotgun. I've not used the shotgun before. You are gonna run around with that first. So you guys are done.
What is that?
Who paused?
What the was? There's a trap.
Oh, I see. Okay. Pilot Raquel, pale young woman, looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief swirling in her eyes. You notice her hands trembling as she clutches her weapons. Who are you? Did you come from the planet? Are you reinforcement? Satan's teeth. I thought you'd never come.
Saints teeth.
I preferred Satan.
Saints.
I'm happy with Satan. I don't mind that.
I love how pretty much all of these are always, Albert, tell them who I am.
He teach this riff-raff. bow before Glacial Ignatius. Tell me about the planetoid, what's happening here. I have no time for long-winded talks.
See, they've missed the trick. They've forgotten the one important conversation point.
Why
We
was
were
I
attacked. Can you believe it? On my own ship. So she's nervous about something.
I think just cut straight to the point.
Either 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking doing that, because if I start going, I am so-and-so, Lord of the... I might not get the reaction I need, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Slumming it.
Right, there's been a prison riot on the planet. Sadly, it's been led by the prisoner warden himself, the Honourable... What? Anathagan. Casteglia. He has allied himself with the rabble that he himself was supposed to watch and declared Waikade Philia to be independent of the authority and the system's lawful governor.
Ah, he's seceding.
I came here as a shuttle pilot alongside the Honourable Yvain Winterscale, son of Caligos Winterscale, rogue trader, vanquisher of Xenos, forever triumphant over enemies of humanity. Wow!
Yeah,
Seriously?
He's another rogue trader.
Yeah, but the entitle rogue trader, this, that, one thing, the exploits of this person. It's like, really? She
God,
detailed...
You won't have seen it, but it's still funny.
Right.
Where is it?
Young Lord Winterscale wishes to speak to the warden personally so he could put an end to the lawless treason. He and his escorts went ahead and she grows paler. I haven't been able to contact them over Vox for a very long time now. Right, so stroking his beard, the one of the distant young offspring, yes. That's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. Wow. Right, so has made several diplomatic visits to Urek 5 on behalf of his father, Rogue Trader. Caligos, the Great Regent, would not have been granted entry to some dishonorable, which means whatever happens is in this terrible... Okay. Right, if they've got good relationships with her, it might be best if we try and lean towards them, if that makes sense. Right, so hold on.
Yeah.
Well, just I'm looking for a man by the name of Henry X. Okay. Unless one of the prisoner guards, it seems unlikely there is no shuttle in working order other than yours and mine. There's nothing else anyone could have used to reach this place. Did she just avoid my entire question?
Apparently.
I did ask the right one, didn't I?
You asked what happened here. No, you could have asked the one about the car being here because I
I'm
don't
looking for the name. Yes. So if you go onto the actual thing, no, Clinton. If you go to your left, to the actual dialogue, you
on
can
the
scroll
street.
up. You can actually scroll up on the dialogue.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she said,
Sorry. Yeah, I was watching
sun
your
came.
YouTube
I'm
and your
looking for the
YouTube.
name.
Yeah, I was watching
The
your
warden.
YouTube and
Yeah.
your YouTube wasn't.
So I did remove it from the list.
Yes, but yes, I'm just going back to that, and what I was trying to point out is the fact she's avoided
Yeah.
the question.
Uh-huh.
oh. She said, we asked her, why did she come here? Or what happened here?
Yeah,
So she said there's been a
originally-
riot
Yes,
led by the warden,
yes.
because he's also tried to secede.
Yes.
He came here with Evan Winterscale, who's the son of the big Winterscale,
Yep.
saying that he wanted to come and speak to the warden to put an end to it.
Yes. And we've said, I'm looking for a man by the name of Henry X. van Colox. Is he here, perhaps? And she's replied, unless it's one of the prisoners or guards, then it seems unlikely. There are no shuttles in working order other than yours and mine. There is nothing else anyone could have used to reach at this place.
But yeah, she's saying unless it's a guard or a prisoner, I don't know. Because they wouldn't have had a way to get here.
Okay.
Or maybe they got a secret ship. Who knows? But
Right.
speaking of ridiculous names in the Warhammer system, we do have that guy.
Lord Horak Canarum, son of High King Valeric Canarum, High Prince of House Canaram, Master of the Blade of Gia, Keeper of Gates of Lorallo, Welder of the Calic Flames, Bringer of Hope, Herald of Holy Order of the Adamantine Lance, or Adamantine Lance, however you like to pronounce that word, the Paladin of Koto, Slayer of the Lion Isa, the Triumphant, the Light of Stars, the Eradicator.
Yeah, he's a lord piloting a like a Titan Knight.
Yep.
They're big mecha guys.
Right.
And they also have like houses and orders, but they're very knightly based. And you fight in him a game called Blood and Teeth, which is like a Warhammer 40k Metal Slug, where you're playing as the orcs.
Right.
And yeah, when you're in his boss fight, his name goes off the screen. Because they were like, yeah, his name is so long, we're just not going to constrain it to the screen. It goes off its box.
Right.
Because it's that silly.
Okay. Right, so tell me about the planet. I think my camera's frozen.
It's a bad place for your PP. It's a penal colony.
Right, so the settlement on Riker D. Filler is a penal colony. The prisoners work in the mines and the domed quarries. They mine sulfur. Is it ceram dust?
I suppose it's ceram dust, like ceramic,
Right.
I imagine.
And sand, which is then melted down, rather nondescript place or site was prior to the current events. Okay.
Still haven't introduced yourself.
By the way, I was attacked.
The warden himself. Okay, so no one expects this master, this nobleman of respect, Governor House. All of a sudden, he proclaimed that was not his personal domain, and that the prisoners were his subjects, and that they would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy. And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of man would start a revolt on a barren rock?
Yeah, kind of a dumb idea.
I
You live
would
on a planetoid, you're not farming anything.
Yeah.
So you get blockaded and you're going to die.
Now, right, so why does he fight? I'm going to do this. Right, it's a personal matter, Master Casteglia and the seditious warden of the Lord Evan's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riots, the news saddened him greatly, and he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt.
So that's why he's here, because he knows the guy. And he's coming to say, why the fuck are you rebelling?
Refers to talk rather than shoot and slash. Young Lord Winterskull is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save a friend, he won't back down. I pray to the throne that he's alive and well. He's been gone for such a long time. I really don't like this place. Theobald executed his wife and only son to a mere suspicion of treason against the house of Celio.
Theobald's
So
fishy
why
guy that
did
died
the
for
noble Yvain rush to save someone who betrayed his house? Do bonds of friendship give one the right to make inexcusable mistakes? That's quite deep. Right, so some of the rebel have holed up the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where the negotiations were taking place, I would expect to have heavy resistance. Please take caution, your lordship. Lord Winterskull guards mind entry. Okay. Oh, and by the way,
paused it.
and by the way,
Now you've told me all of that. Yeah.
at once the woman stands to attention. Captain Raquel Vekari, servant of House Winterskull and pilot of the shuttle. It is an honor to be greeted by His Lordship von... But okay, right, so I have no more questions. Alright, freeze us for a moment. Your Lordship, if I may have a minute of your time, I wouldn't even have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation. In any case, you've been to the capital of Reykjavik yet. I wanted to ask if you saw a man there, communications officer by the name of Jasper.
We haven't been there yet.
What is your relationship to this man? I have not been to there yet. I'm the rogue, not a messenger boy. Let me ask what the relationship is. We're engaged. Okay, cool. That's a shame. May the Emperor keep the fool from harm. Thank you for your time. Okay. Okay, now
And yeah, the pause was because a trap was found.
Yes.
It's me or Argenta that's good at traps.
Never doubt me.
Why the hell do you even bother trying to run close to that bloody trap?
Yeah, they will just run through it, so you have to manually guide them around if for any reason I can't get rid of it. To be honest, I should probably go first, but I'm happy.
How intriguing.
Oh, more traps.
That's what you said. I should go. I was like, cool.
Yep. Okay, right. People aren't running into the room, are they?
No.
No.
Right, I'm pausing.
If I could see
Right,
the
let me,
golden light of the
wander
Astronomicon
around.
as you see it, Cassia, I would probably
there's another
go
one.
still forever, unable to take my eyes off the radiance of the Emperor for an instant.
You want me to start undoing
I
traps?
think you would manage.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You have different hues of light within you. Gold,
Yep.
silver, and crimson. One of them would call you back to this world.
We've gotten some writing. What was the writing?
The remains
Diary
from
of
Neil.
Atishan.
Scraps of typical prison food repulsive to the senses.
What's that?
And
Oh,
Who's done what?
what happened?
I
believe
won't
we're getting
heed
jumped.
your cries of mercy.
Come to chaos.
Cassia's abilities. Cassia is an officer in the Egyptian navigation, strikes those elements of a war. Supports the play by making your allies stronger. Voice commands and officer ability increases an allies' characteristics for 1 round. Also allows the officer to use their other officer aircraft abilities on that ally from any distance. The higher the
Right.
officer's ability bonus is, the more the target's characteristics are increased.
Right, so what?
Good enough.
Why can't I move my guys around?
Because we've been ambushed.
Because we haven't started the battle yet.
Okay. Oh,
And we were also ambushed, so we don't get to pick. It's a surprise round, basically. I don't like that.
Death to non-believers!
It didn't do much, but it was annoying. Can I shoot them from there? I can shoot them from there. So I will shoot them from there. Not going to be accurate, but I'm going to do it.
Oh, you got 3 hits. So 3 hits.
Actually, I want to play the same game. Oh no, that's kind of shit.
oh God, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people act before I do.
Suck shit.
Not anymore.
Eradicated.
It's like, wait. You call that a bomb? Dude, this is a bomb. I am the bomb.
I am the bear.
My prescience has failed me.
Runs up and kicks her
Hey!
and stabs her.
Stop
To
there.
the weak!
Good old Shank.
Seriously.
Help me, Lord Captain.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I serve
somehow
the
you as the
ruinous
squishies ended up front.
powers. Chaos
Use the
guides
mid-
me.
Horde of thugs.
Oh no, don't.
They all get buffs for being near each other at the start of the round.
Okay. Right.
I'm gonna lightning blast him.
I'm going to.
No, I can't. Too wounded. Damn it.
Suits my purposes. Nothing of value has been
Very
lost.
Okay. What's this? So, reckless strike. Wait.
Oh, I can actually recommend things. Oh, cool. I didn't realize I could click on your stuff.
Really? What were you going to recommend?
Interesting.
I was just looking at cleave to see if you could. I don't think you can get the angle. It's 3 in front of you, not a line.
Yeah,
As it were.
it looks like I might be able to move.
The penetrating thing.
Yeah, you could move, but you are in an attack of opportunity range. But you could move and then cleave both of them. Yeah.
If I go there,
They'll get 1 off, but there's a good chance you won't get hit.
wait,
You
hold
gonna get
on,
it?
what's the other weapon? I could probably get cleave. There.
All too easy.
Yeah, you didn't get his attack of opportunity off.
Which I am not arguing at all.
Oh.
Time to slaughter someone.
And I'm also in front of Clinton now.
For real. You prick, you came all the way over here.
Okay. You can strike him and finish him off.
And remember, your lightning does bounce to friends.
No, I wasn't going to use lightning. Because then it would bounce to all of us. I was thinking about just striking him. But let's start with the analyze on that one. And then I will exploit this one. How much health you got there? Way too much. 6. Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna.
Fortunate turn of fate.
Which worked.
That seems to have done the trick.
And you got 1 left for probably the buff on stuff.
Yeah, this is a precise attack setup for Lundy.
This
So
guy.
Lundy should be able to take this out that's directly in front of her before Albert gets a shot.
If you're talking about this one, that's me.
The guy's on 2 life. No, the prisoner is
Oh.
in front there.
Him.
Yeah. Lundy will be able to take him out. Toasty!
Pretty much. Can I get a better angle from there? I technically can.
Are
Angle
you
from
feeling
there.
a little cold?
Yeah.
Let me just warm you up.
Better angle.
We should just looking at Toasty.
Yep,
I mean,
I'll
crispy.
do that. Give it a bit more damage. Because you're near friends. Damn, he dodged. Alright. Cassie's turn.
Yeah.
So if you do number 1, then number 2, it's better.
I was thinking the command and then
Yeah, you do the command and then
I was
bring it
thinking,
down.
I was
and
thinking
try to
about
make people
just
do
staring at him and killing him. But if I command you and then give you the command,
something. Right. My
then
problem
that
is
saves you.
he's in melee.
You get to hit those.
Yeah.
Oops.
I can't hit him, actually.
You can't hit the number prisoner. Thirsty.
No. He's in melee with someone in range. But what I can do is that.
Nothing.
What the hell?
Pain cleanses the body.
I'm in range. You just knocked me over.
How much damage did you take?
He hit me for more than I did. The trouble is, yeah, Argenta's got a ranged weapon and he was in melee, so I couldn't use her ranged weapon. But that extra thing doesn't give me any movement, so I couldn't move away to shoot him.
Wait, Abelard go.
So all I did was throw a grenade to knock him over instead.
Where's Abby? Oh, there.
He's in front of you. And then he's up next anyway.
Yeah, which is why I did that.
Alright, so. That's not useful. Okay, so I can
Go straight up the center.
straight up the center.
Yeah, between the two
I-
fuckers.
I think you might be able to, if we're tricky here. If you walk to there and then slap him with a melee weapon,
So you walked away?
you should see the ping next to him in front of your character, but to the right of him. Can
Ah.
you reach there?
Wait. Hold on.
No, you can't.
So
Bollocks.
I wasn't actually seeing where you pinged. Did you say there?
To the.
It was
next
one to
Oh,
the
to
left.
there,
You're not going to be able to
right,
reach
okay.
him. You
Why
still
not?
might be able to do it from where you were pinging. I was just thinking melee, because if you can get there, hit him,
I could do the
then
charge.
you should hopefully then have the charge to get around the pillar and hit the guy on the floor. Yeah,
Oh,
so you'll be able
okay.
to get both of them.
Alright, so I can walk to there, that's not a problem.
Tried and tested tactics are the
Yeah,
best
but then
ones.
you won't be able to charge the other one because
You might be
you have
able
someone in the way
to.
now.
Actually, no. Yeah, he's in the way.
Victory is imminent.
Unless it lets you shenanigans go around. I think it might just charge
That's
you
not
into your
the
character.
Seneschal's job. Someone else can do this.
No.
Yeah, you forgot to take leap.
I think there is a thing later that lets you pass your allies. Well, you could always gain ground on the guy who's going to come around the corner and just charge forward a bit. Because Abelard can go quite far with his
There's a guy around
charges.
the corner. Oh, there.
Yeah.
I can't get... I can get to there with cover. As into
At
here.
your beck and call.
He's got melee, I think.
That'll
Shit.
work.
Alright.
And you got your various tough buffs. And the one at the end that makes them take more damage.
I will do my duty.
Wow. No, I got no action points left. Okay.
Out of my way!
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Bloody ticks.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
Right, now I can... Oh, he's back up.
Yep.
How did you
Just-
get up, you asshole? It
I
wasn't
mean,
your
you said
turn.
On your turn. Yeah.
Another voice to join my
Hey,
choir.
it's wrong. Ah, shit.
What did she get? Agility.
Muscular suffered certain
well, that's
injuries.
What happened there?
But with trauma.
What do you mean she got
She went down.
agility?
Yeah, she got a disability. She got a wound.
Sorry, the guy that can do healing's currently in the opposite direction.
It's fine. She'll get up when we kill this guy. It's just we won't be able to get rid of that debuff on her unless we go back to the ship.
Oh shit, it's my turn, sorry. Do you want me to take him out?
Take up the
Yeah, I
guy.
can.
Yeah.
Because he's only gonna charge into you guys if you don't. 'Cause it is his turn next.
And the two psychers can handle what? Just run into something.
Nothing I can't do.
Doesn't stop you early.
Yeah.
Suits my purposes.
Sure, fire, lamb.
Nothing
Ah.
I can't do.
You dodged.
And riposted.
And then you parry.
Okay. No, because I used that ability which,
Yeah, he used a thing to do more damage, but he missed.
yeah. Okay.
Show me what you've got.
Don't you dare.
He's nimble.
Damn. Okay.
Hit him with your shout.
Yeah, scream at him.
Yep.
Hit with the
Scream
scream
and
claw.
Be gone.
High momentum.
Increase your dodge and parry.
I caved.
Analyze the enemy.
Sorry, you what?
Caved and I got it.
Oh,
But what?
again.
Collector's edition for their new game. I've got them for their last
And
few
I'm
games.
going to expose his weakness.
He's mortally afraid of
Okay,
cucumbers.
Scotty. You're buffed. He's debuffed.
Bend the flame,
How
motherfucker.
do you do that without accidentally cooking Abalot?
Because I'm real good.
Damn.
A predictable downfall.
I used the momentum thing, but we might as well because it's the end of the combat.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of knives.
None shall stand
Okay.
in
My
my
field
way.
up again.
Yeah, but she's got the debuff ongoing
No,
until
I
we
meant
get
my
something.
two.
Oh yeah, yeah. As long as you don't actually go down, you don't get any lasting negatives.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
sometimes
yeah,
get.
but I mean, there's
Never
instant
doubt
heal. I
me.
wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah. It's a pistol and a Sharpie dagger. It's a prison shank. It's very accurate.
Ooh. Some medium armor. we've got some more false grenades. We've got another stub revolver and some... Oh,
No one's using the
I've been
grenades.
meaning to
I'll
ask.
put them on Argenta
How are
because
you
she is
keeping it
trained in
together
grenades.
so well? Don't you ever feel awful
What
without
makes
her?
the loudest boom?
Enough, Plus. We have a duty to the new rogue trader. You would do well to focus on that.
No,
If
I'm
you
not
keep your
giving
mind
them out
busy,
the job,
you will
so
have
put
less
us in trouble.
opportunity to fill it with awful things.
wow.
Yeah, that dagger's pretty good. Like, it does more damage than your axe. And your sword. And it also has a bleed effect on it as well.
Exactly. So I was just thinking I can do either the... Actually, do you know what?
If you look at the other dagger, it does a shit ton of damage. And has dodge reduction. So it's very good at
Why can't I seem... There we go. Got the two daggers.
yeah, that weapon having dodge reduction is reducing the dodge of the people you're hitting.
Yeah.
So it makes it better for you to hit them.
Right, so Mars pattern sword. Yep, that's better. Okay.
I failed.
Mars pattern sword. Oh, really? This game's being a bit of a dick.
Double clicking typically equips to your first slot. So if you're trying to do the offhand, better to drag and drop. Or make sure the offhand is empty.
Yeah. Alright, so that's that. Now that should be interesting.
It's about
Good
time.
trick. How's that for a fucking penalty?
Hold on, what's that in
Yeah.
Flex.
It's not nice. Minus 10 penalty.
7
Ballistic
Oh.
weapon
body
intelligence or
parts.
perception.
Chopped up slab of flesh
That's-
have been made,
Yeah, nasty.
thoroughly washed of any blood. Okay.
Dozens of potential slain, yeah. Damn.
Right, there's a locked gate over here.
I can unlock it with 100%.
Genius triumphs!
Okay, we did it fine technologically.
Mhm. For optimates.
Right, give me 2 secs before we
And it's
carry
done
on.
2 minutes to another combat. What, we're gonna quickly run, make some more tea, trying to kettle. Hello?
Hello.
Yo, well, I'm gonna go run and try to kettle.
The
Oh, they're backstabbing.
temperature has dropped. And it's getting cold, so prisoner thanks for the throne, normal looking faces, about to die here with nutters. Please don't shoot us, unit. Okay. Right, so, well, this is a change taken before shooting. Lord Captain, look at this. Ragtag, okay. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. Didn't want to riot,
We didn't want to riot.
but, well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join in the festivities. So we had to, you know, play along. But that's all it was, play. We never meant no offence to Governor Medne, nor to the lawful
Medne.
authority of House Winterscale. Give us the chance, we just want to wait until everything blows over and we can go back to ourselves and quietly do the rest of our time. A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Right. The lowborn speech is mottled with colours that conceal his true darker hues. This old man has a long history of lies and is using his wiles on us as well, but I see no foul corruption or ill intent in his words.
I'm in print file.
Yeah. While why swallow your tongue talking about that heretic? But if you insist, here's how it is. The warden of this here prison, the Honourable Master Castagella, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the chompers from the guards, work again. But the new one, do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad.
Trying to stop on crime.
Thing only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with their teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseers started counting which prisoner were digging up more things than the quarry, or swinging their pickaxes harder or whatnot. And then, would you believe it, they'd put together a list of best workers, and if someone on that list also showed good behaviour, that's when they'd promote us to a... What's an optimate?
I think that's the term they've come up with. I'm presuming it's a joiner of like optimum and inmate.
Right, so that's the upper crust among the jailbirds.
So he's invented employee of the month and a class system.
Right. Or is that how it was at first? The warden decided that the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of punishments, and that's when it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work. It was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that was when these goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards weren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiff kickings a week.
Stiff kicking it a week.
Yeah.
Not stiff kickings, stiff kicking. In other words, dying.
And now,
Could lead to the
we're
other.
lucky if it's only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. The warden moved out of his chambers to live in the quarry under the dome, and I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things, like the optimates are saints who will behold the truth, and he starts talking to taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, wouldn't recognize them or beast the man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards and overseers. The warden himself had armed them, and that's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinner. Oh, this won't end well. Really? She nods. The old codger, right? Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, there's something always goes wrong. She notices your look and catches herself. I mean, that's with all due respect, your lordship. No offence intended. Yep. Now, how can a lowly jailbird hope to thank your noble self? I have a inkling, you see us here. We're, how should I put this, different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. They're all petty thieves from Rykad Minoris, debtors, gutter snipes. There's no one serious. Now we, nobleness, are a cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Okay, why don't we tell you where we're on Footfall Station. You know Footfall? Not football, footfall. Just make sure we know the difference.
We still call it football.
Yeah, I still fall over that. Shipyard's the best market in all of Kronos Expanse. Yes, so we're on Footfall. You can find some very serious business-minded people. And how can you get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods? Okay.
Pirates.
The most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard of the Fellowship of the Void? It's the largest pirate alliance in the Expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot, what do you call it? Counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive.
Anti-counterproductive.
That's what I'm thinking.
A double negative.
And well, they joint efforts to leave them with an excess of spoils, so they need to dispose of it somehow. And I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such kinds of dealings on behalf of these very serious people.
And the pirates on the ship did say they were trying to break someone out of jail.
Right. Your pirates, I came across the void shop belonging to your associates. They were planning on breaking you out. The man grunts, hefts, then makes up his mind. Well, now that's out of the bag. Our fellas were supposed to come get us a long time ago, but they got tied up somewhat. Void, Kraken, Gullet with them. And all this time we had to wait. This happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the synth wool over you. It's just that we wanted nothing to do with this whole Warden nonsense. So what now? Will you let us go? Cracks an egg. Sure, no problem.
I don't see why not.
To tell you, today you tell us a lie, tomorrow you stick a torpedo in our side from that ship of yours. If it doesn't fall apart the moment your helmsman sneezes in its general direction.
They are basically saying they'll put in a good word for us with the pirates, which is the faction we just sold stuff to.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means we might even get better rep.
Or a discount.
Okay. That's so great to hear, your nobleness. Just great. Now here's the true aristocrat. No, there's a true aristocrat, not that warden chick creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you ever set foot on Footfall Station, there's this district, Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on account of being behind the statue. Don't repeat that mistake. I tell you, Reverend.
So I imagine it's something along the lines of the Emperor's arse or something.
Wasted no time in finding right.
The Emperor's arsehole.
Yep. Forgive an old man from getting distracted. Footfall Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there built into the remains of the old ship. At the bar in the back of the room is a certain riser. Does her business. Tell her grandpa. Backervold says hello. You'll be her favourite client in a blink of an eye.
Better riser than Rizzer.
Yep.
It'll riz you up. So technically, the game says it's heretical just to let them free. They are pirates. Iconoclast, it says, I won't leave you to die here. You can serve on my ship. And then, yeah, the dogmatic is, your heretical riffraff die. So if you're sticking with your flavor, the game is telling you that option 2 is that.
Yeah.
But again, you don't have to stick solely to those.
Right, but they're pirates.
Yes.
Yes,
but we are also trading with pirates.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think. They're actually fully.
As long as they're not heretics, they're not heretics. So
what I'm thinking is if they come onto our ship, would they be useful?
Yeah.
Or would it be
Probably
best?
know how to
I
run
think
a
they'd be
ship.
trained.
Shoot guns, etc. Yeah.
Or do you reckon it would be best to release them to their crew?
No, but then we bring heretical.
It gets you points, but again, only certain decisions rely on massive amounts of these points.
Is it?
So again, just because it says bracket Psychonicos doesn't have to decide for you that that's what you want to do. Obviously, most of them lean towards things that are considered in line with that. So
Well,
yeah, you
if
might
it
be
didn't
Iconoclast,
say-
but you don't want them on your ship. So
Yeah, if it
Why would
didn't
I
say
put-
heretical next to the
you wouldn't know
option
exactly.
one, I would have chosen option one.
Yeah. So they are there to
Because of
guide
the
you, but don't
information
let
I've
them
provided.
force you down to avenues.
What's the difference between keeping them and letting them go?
So one, they will go back to their pirate friends and possibly say obviously good things about us. Two, they're not going back to their pirate friends. So they may not have the opportunity to say nice things about us, but we are getting people. So Albert doesn't like it, but that's Albert.
Yeah, we'll do your nobleness. The idea is if we can get more favour, might be an idea. Albert, I agree with a fair amount that you say, but every now and then I've got to do certain things.
There. Done!
Aha! An opportunity to blow something up.
Prevails.
Ooh.
That's what I'm trained in.
Pay
There are
attention.
goods.
Makes sense.
Multiple goods. Right. We have just gotten a pistol shotgun.
A diviner's spot.
A pistol shotgun.
And a cape that whenever you use Endure, which is an ability Abelard and I think you have, it removes one effect of burning, toxin, and bleeding in that order.
We've
Hey,
got a
where'd that
diviner
staff
staff.
go? I just saw the staff and now it's gone.
No, the diviner staff's in there.
And diviner stuff. Yeah, you have to have divination. That depends if either of his characters have divin. I think Adira does.
It's only
Okay.
showing up when I select Cassia.
Well, she can
I
definitely
know
use it.
that it is diviner staff.
Yeah.
Lightning arc or consign, heroic act, consign, desperate measure. Wield the staff
Yeah.
gains consign abilities also available in its heroic act and desperate measure.
Consign means the next thing that hits the target foot is automatically a crit. So instead of attacking, you guarantee that that person gets crit.
And
the
it gives me
heroic
plus
version,
5 perception on top of the plus 5 willpower that I currently
Yeah.
get.
so there's one.
But now I don't
well,
get the lightning arc.
Okay. Now,
Exactly, yeah.
how do I check out features? I've got Endure there.
Well, hang on to that for us.
Both
just
of those
in case.
have Endure.
Yeah.
Now,
So it's good on one of you. At least.
I currently have the one cape on, which is the Mantle of Heroism.
Ah, cool. So, yeah, every time we use one of the heroic acts, which is the one we build up the bar for,
Yep.
you get 20% dodge.
Okay.
So if you prefer the dodge, then
Yeah, what I've done is I've carried the that one on my main character, and I've put the other one on Albert.
and there's another thing. There's a pistol in there where it looks like a pistol called the Foe Hammer.
Yes.
It is actually a shotgun pistol.
Oh,
It's one
nice.
we've just picked up.
Ass kicking.
So again, not the worst for your guys that are getting in close. because it gives you a nice AoE. And it's just like, surprise, you thought it was a revolver. It's a shotgun.
Right, the difference is... Right, hold on. Yeah, right, so... Albert's one is the Deadshot stub revolver is 8 to 16 damage, 15% armor penetration. Additional hit chance is 15%.
Actually, the faux hammer is only 1 damage less than the full shotgun, but it's got longer range, but slightly less ammo.
Yeah, but it's also one-handed.
Yes, so you could put it in. So he's already got a one-hand setup. So
is my main guy.
And you've got a normal pistol there, but it is more accurate and has higher armor pen. But shotgun depends again on what you want to do. Obviously, the pistol's more single target with a chance to pierce through because of being a solid projectile, whereas the shotgun's obviously got AoE and can knock people back.
I will try
if you're shooting them within 3 range.
Right, I'm just trying to think of Alistair because right, so right, so I'll take that off and I'll put the faux hammer onto Alistair. I will change the stub revolver and I shall put on the Deadshot. There we go. Right, sweet. Ready to go. Are we going to go out the door?
Let's do
This is
this.
the main level.
Yeah. To the window. To the wall.
While the sweat
Ooh,
drop.
Messy.
I've pushed over a thing to make a bridge back, so we don't have to go around again. And then this just leads round to the other door that we would have come out.
Follow my lead.
I was trying to flipping figure out why the characters are moving.
There's a lot of...
I was spinning.
Oh, that takes us back in.
Sorry.
You did your thing where you pressed on the level transition. So yeah, dead winter scale guards. This one actually died so quickly he didn't get a chance to draw his weapon.
Oh wow.
So there's a lot of dead people down here. That doesn't look good. He's on a bench.
Right.
Chosen
so
ones.
I've told you, Evie, they're hiding so much from us. Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters. What have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fibs and useless admonitions. Voice of the main standing with his back sounds almost soft, heedless of everything but what's in front of him. Okay. Now, are we going to do just straight up wham bam, thank you ma'am?
Well, it depends on what happens, eh?
Apparently we've got one
But
off.
it looks like it's going to...
Okay, so we talk about someone called Aurora revealing truths to him, which he's going to reveal to him. Oh joy.
Now we've just been spotted.
He was going to perform a lobotomy on the guy. Or his prisoner.
He's already taken out an eye, apparently,
Right,
based on
do
that
you know
conversation.
How do you know who I am? Who's that on the table? Step away from the hostage at once.
Using with madness and despair.
Yeah. What madness have you wrought on this prisoner? Why do you mutilate? Who's Aurora? Step away, I reckon.
Saving the people.
Okay, Warden sneers and glances at the maimed young man hostage. How rude. Young Winterscale is my guest and dearest friend who came here himself to visit an old acquaintance and have a heartfelt talk, and I merely showing him some appropriate hospitality to commemorate our reunion.
Huh. How dare you, contemptible peasants! For every drop of noble blood you spilled, you'll pay 100-fold more. Cassia turns to you for support, an expression that is equal parts indignant and frightened.
That poor fool, he knew nothing good would come of his naive attempt at negotiating with heretics. However, Yvain appears to still be alive. If you make haste, we might yet save him. Having a skill of House Winterscale in your debt would certainly prove beneficial.
That's it.
What matters has he wrought? It's Sparta.
We are Sparta!
Well, we know who's
I
on the
think maybe
table.
we just...
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we just need to know who's Aurora is, and then we can attack.
Was my garden? I tried to seed. Okay. Attached to life, limitation bodies, short-sightedness of our eyes. Can scarcely see. It's all insignificant. The true future lies beyond real space. Term used to material universe as opposed to warp. Okay. And the only way to reach is through the cleansing. Okay. Right, I don't need to know that. So, are we now up for kicking teeth?
Was quite one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They do
cool.
seem pretty heretical.
Right. So, attack. Time for words. Okay.
Take a knee and bow before me.
Let the blood flow!
Right.
Okay, let's find position for this young woman.
Pretty far.
Damn it, don't tell me she's going to get into cover.
Argenta's not going to have a
Just
good
go
time
on.
with her demons.
Move there. Then you...
Oh, Albert can come straight down to the bottom and actually get into physical combat. Right, so who's taking the guys right up in the top corner?
I've got Argento who can probably spray a bit at the guys to the left. The guy all the way at the back.
Yeah, I'm talking about these people over here.
We?
I've got a sniper, so I can start firing
Oh,
out.
there.
Okay.
But there is a guy with a sniper up there that I want to try and get rid of.
I want to bring Albert there to attack these guys here.
Mm-hmm.
I will start working my way around towards... those guys.
Argento, those characteristic reductions are nasty.
Oh, this is an unholy lens right in front of us. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are 3 of them in the arena.
Out of my way.
What's he going to do? He's got a lot of health.
Damn.
I have a lot. Bitch.
Okay.
Adira's turn. I want to say if you can analyze anything, do it on the boss.
Yeah.
This one was Modern Castelia. The
Castelia.
analysis, expose weaknesses. It's just taking a major weakness. Okay, and I'm exploiting him. Wild one. Well, let's step against a targeted by exploit.
Yeah, you used expose, which can
I
expose, which
exposed,
consumed the.
Consume the exploit.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
What I will do is I am going to increase your dodge abroad.
Thank you. Right.
It's Iggy's turn.
I can't charge for where I am.
No, but you can move and then charge.
Alright, I can move to there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can charge. Yeah, right, so let's just...
You've got ramming speeds, you've got +3 on your
Okay,
dodge.
now I'm going to...
I don't have time for this.
I can't get there.
Can't attack the warden?
Ah, because it's
Yeah, I've got a rock in the way, so...
I'll probably kill the awakened prisoner. But it means you can charge into the prisoner and then shotgun Castiglione in the face.
So, right, okay, so do that. Which knife is it better to have in my main hand? Just out of curiosity, the prisoner's shank or the serrated mono knife?
The
I believe the charge would be the main hand.
Yeah, so the mono blade does bleed. I'm doing bleed because I've got stuff that give me bonuses to bleed.
Cool.
Right.
Then yeah, bleed in the main hand.
Okay.
Already done. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
He dead?
Alright,
But
then switching over.
yeah, because you can't reach him with melee, but you can blap him in the face.
Nothing I can't do.
That sounds disgusting.
It'll be for
Not a
him.
problem for me.
And I missed.
But it was the charm.
Yep.
Chaos guides me.
When it comes to pay.
Missed. No, you're insane. You took
non-believers.
Oh, I didn't see this guy.
Huh. That's the first time I've seen him do that.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Ouch.
I mean, he did damage, but it's the first time I've ever seen him actually come down from his perch.
He jumped off the tower.
Yeah, he normally sits up there and snipes like an asshole. Alright. Wow. That potentially changed my plan. Because I can come down and... Yeah, I can do that. Now, boys, this is why you don't go.
Don't we have to just wipe out these lenses? Or can we do that
We may need
after the
to.
fight?
But I'm doing this.
The bodies
He
pile!
sounds insane. Absolutely insane.
We did tell him to choose that voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, they laughed a while setting people on fire.
Perfectly healthy. Really?
Oh.
85% chance. That's XCOM, baby. I know you're in heavy cover. That was 85% chance, damn it.
Damn.
Right, so it's Albert's turn now. I think straight up. Right, so switch you on. I'm going to put the swan
Actually, I'm pretty
enemy
sure
on.
I told him to use the heretical,
You.
heretical voice. But anyway.
Do an actual charge.
Can't charge through your friend. So you might be able to move first and then charge, but again, remember you do have your ranged weapon, so you can do...
I'd rather not.
You gotta juggle around.
Right, so...
Can't change equipment in combat.
Okay. Can't do that, so I'll need to move. If I move to there...
You've got to have at least 2 squares to charge, so you should be able to get him.
Shit!
Ah, did you press enter?
Yes.
Ah.
Bollocks, sorry guys.
Okay, what does
I-
she going to do?
Where I was thinking press spacebar to actually go
Ah, no,
action.
that's turnover. Yeah.
Yes.
What's this shit up to yet?
Fuck's
I don't want
sake.
to move,
That, yeah.
but... That's yeah. Stop. It's like I'm being forced to move. Okay, there.
And remember, the extra turn she gives, whoever you give it to, they don't have any movement points.
Okay, so...
So make sure they've either got a
Ignatius,
ranged
have you
weapon
got
or a ranged
a
attack.
ranged weapon there?
I think technically everyone's got one. Iggy's got his shotgun pistol. Abelard can change to his shotgun.
Yeah.
Both my characters are ranged. So,
Okay. So... Plus 14 to all your stats. And
No,
Some
you can
actions.
charge. Or shoot. You've only got points for one.
I still can't charge in there.
Because he's only one square away from you. Yeah, sorry. I thought it might count the diagonal if you went front
That's
and
what
then
I was
side. That'd be
thinking.
2. But it didn't. So you can blacken
Right.
again.
And you got plus 14 to your ability now, so.
I could move in and attack them, can't I?
No, he's
No,
giving you
no
an extra
movement.
turn, but with no movement.
I'm giving you 4 action points, that's it.
Suits my purposes.
Nice.
It's a hit.
Oh yeah, I gave you 6 action points. So that's something else you can do.
2 action points.
No, that was it. That was the single action point.
Okay, and now
If you can do that buff on Abatal, that can help me with my sniping. Because I can take some of the ones out in cover.
yeah, I just want to make sure that I found the correct character. There you go.
And then you might want to move into cover.
Yep. The proper cover there. Yep.
Finally, Argenta's turn. I'm sorry,
for those who
Argenta.
have joined, I do apologise. My webcam has actually frozen. No idea why. So,
Or win.
yeah. It's one of those things.
Okay, I'm going to start working on this on Holy Land here. It's red. I don't like it.
Damn. Almost done.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Here we go.
He's
Parry.
limping.
High momentum.
That does not sound pretty. Okay. What is she? Thank you. Let's analyze some enemies. How loud is that guy? He's still got 40 health. So I'm gonna analyze him.
He's got 4 stacks of exploit on him at the moment.
And then I'm going to precise attack against him. So every attack next is going to get bonuses. Well, I want to flip and do it. It won't stack. I won't let me do it. For the next attack against a target affected by an exploit. Oh, it's personal, okay. So I do it to myself and then attack someone with exploit.
Yeah. She got a. Well, technically, the scream is an attack. As is lightning, but lightning might fry our friend down there.
Mm-hmm.
Should I kill the prisoner or finish off the warden?
If you got a clear line to the warden, you can take out the warden.
He's the bigger guy.
Okay, maybe we should kill the lenses first.
Oh wait, he's still
Because
alive.
the warden's back. He's back.
He has come back.
Okay.
But yeah, kill the lenses. There are 2 left.
Yep. So that was a bit of a waste of attack.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, because that means it's pulled him away from us.
And now it expires the weakness on.
Yeah. Doesn't mean he's further from us, but it means he's also got to spend time getting to us as well. So you can mop up some of the little guys.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Just trying to think what the next best thing is.
Take out the prisoner,
Right.
maybe.
Okay, so I shall move to there,
You
go
can
for
still,
it.
yeah,
And
there, stab him, and then you can still charge afterwards to gain some more
that's
ground.
exactly. Strike there.
Let's see how they respond
Plus, with
to
your
this.
thing,
Nothing of value has been lost.
rigorous
I
training.
like that.
When you charge, it doesn't end your turn, and it also gives you plus 15% dodge after you use it. So it's useful for you just to move around with if you've got it going spare, because it means you're harder to hit. And you've got extra range on yours.
Yep.
I've got suspicion that the
Now,
wardens are
if
gonna
I
help
do
you.
the daring breach, I can move up and probably take out this, or do some damage
That's
to
doing
it.
great. Yes, that immediately gives you all your action points back, gives you 5 movement, or plus 5 movement, and you don't stop moving after you hit.
Don't
You
forget
have no
the
limit
warden
on melee
come
weapon
after you.
attack. So,
Alright, so
You're gonna be a target to the warden and 2 guards. If you go straight up to that now.
but it means you can get in there and start smacking stuff.
My time is now.
Plus, because it's you, the cloak you've got on, you've just gained an extra 20% dodge because that was a heroic action.
right, so if I switch on reckless, and try and hit that thing, do you reckon that'll work?
You'll do extra damage,
Yeah.
and if you're hitting the
Nothing
lens,
I
it can't
can't
attack
do.
your back, so you're not getting any negatives. You just got to make sure you're in range.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Alright, so it's not letting me do that. So if I'm gonna move to there,
That should be in range.
Never wavered in the face of adversity.
okay. And then I do that to there.
Already done.
There you
That'll
go.
work.
Now you can
Damn.
move up, and you can
Fucking
stab him
hell.
again if you wanted.
Push him off the edge.
That is absolutely fucking ludicrous. I just popped that in one go.
You did at least like 30 odd damage. So you've
One
still
more to
got
go, and
at least 2 hits on you can do.
I shall not fear.
yeah, I'm only seeing one more lens.
There's
Yeah, there's
nowhere
one
to
lens left.
hide.
Alright. That is, and he's been quite badly damaged as well.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Damn.
Ah, he's going back up.
Can I fall back now?
Right.
Adira,
And then-
time to take him out.
I need to get an angle where I can hit him with my sniper, which means running out in the open. But fuck it.
I wonder if Adira can reach him.
You've given me the bonus to hit, so
Nice.
Yeah, I think Moore's cover.
Another one is shattered.
can't do anything else with any of you. That's fine. I'll do that and make sure we do extra damage to people near us. That'll help you with the boss.
That was insulting.
Okay, his friend unloaded into
Just
his
off the
back.
boss.
That hit him twice, so. Now, Abelard. Where can you get to?
I'd head up to that guy on the left there.
Yeah, you won't be able to get close if he
General
moves around
direction.
and charges.
Right, I'm just
Not
trying
even
to
be able to
think
get a shot off.
where would he be best to go for? The guy over here?
Yeah, well, I can probably
No, I think
snipe
this
him easy.
guy, I think this guy here is probably a better bet.
Cool. So can I get a charge off? No, I
Because
can't.
this guy's out in the open.
No, that rock bit in the middle is a bit weird, isn't it? So you
Yeah.
can hopefully move around, get enough angle to charge
Right,
forward.
so
It will be done.
Let's do that. That's for free. Now, it's not allowing me to... Right.
Yeah, so there's something in the way there. So...
I need to move to there.
And then if you try doing the charge, it should then let you gauge. Yeah, cool. The red
won't-
squares on the floor is where you'll get to.
Yeah, it won't let me actually get an attack on him.
No, but you'll get closer.
My place is at the fore.
Oh,
And then
it pointed...
And
to
you're in cover now.
can you possibly get a shot off on him?
Not on him,
If
but
not,
I can
no.
on him.
You're
Can
in
hit the
cover,
boss
mate.
in the back.
Victory is imminent.
Nice.
And
You
had
dodged
to-
the shot
your
as well.
Other character had to dodge the shot.
Yeah, because it was a shotgun.
What the fuck is he doing?
Oh, I
Oh,
should have
what?
switched. You know what? I should have done that.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, Cassie.
Mhm.
What are you going to do?
She can't do the make someone do another move, another turn thing to the same person twice in a row. They get like a cooldown between. Yeah, it can't be targeted by the ability for the next 2 rounds. So, for example, you can't do it on Abelard. Again, from the last time,
Or Iggy.
wait, or actually, he did it on Iggy, didn't he? Yeah, so Iggy's got that red man pointing a finger. That's the cooldown on it for the next 2 turns.
Okay.
Okay, so where is the... Yeah, have another shot.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
That's not a bitch. Big money bitch.
I should have given you the guns of fate first. Oh, but you did hit.
Hit chance goes up to 95%, and then I think it's everything
Yeah,
over
I
that
mean,
becomes
you hit-
crit chance.
Yeah, but if you cast
So-
it now, on her turn, it should happen.
Oh yeah, because it's on the next attack, dodge,
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah. So that'll work. I'm just saying
I
on
was
my
thinking
previous
about-
attack was full.
Yeah, I was thinking
so
about
I don't worry.
Ignatius so that you don't get taken out by the warden, yeah.
We'll give him
But then
dodge.
again, she's probably, yeah. But then again, Avatar's likely going to be the problem because this is that guard in his rifle. Maybe Abelard. Abelard's still got plenty of luck. Let's make it Iggy. Too far. That's you.
Yeah, makes it easier.
Well,
Hello,
it's-
doggy.
He's next.
Can I hit him from there? Not very easily. In fact, not at all. Him I can hit quite much. Him I can a little bit. Can't hit that lens. That's the annoying thing. 'Cause if I finish off the boss, he's just going to respawn and pop back over by the
Yeah,
lens.
which is why I want to send what's her name after the lens.
Right, him.
Strike
There we
is a
go.
prayer.
And now it's safe for her to go after the lens.
Oh, he burned. He burned to death.
Oops. So I'm not going after the lens. Oh yeah,
But he's still on
Oh,
fire.
nice. Nice to see though that he reconstitutes on fire.
Yep. There we go. Alright, move.
Can you hit that with the...
With the
with your
not
screen?
needed on the screen, but I
Or
want to
you do have a laser gun.
expose him first. Okay, I think that worked. The next attack against the warden is going to stack exploits extra damage and transfer it into things. Where is my other weapon?
There.
How the hell did you miss that, woman? Damn it!
Heck, Tom.
Okay, is there any other okay. Nothing, no one else I can
Right.
reach.
Now,
Get him to that garden
how
there.
far can I move? Right, so
I mean, you might.
Yeah, my water boiled ages ago. Hopefully it hasn't cooled out far. I'll be right back.
right, I'm going
Might
to
be able
take
to
up
get him.
which one?
Either you've got an extra long charge range.
Yes,
You can cover quite a bit of distance.
yes. You thinking
I'm
about me
thinking-
going on after the warden?
Yeah, because you've got 5 movement, so that will probably get you 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll get you there, and then it's whether or not
Suits
you
my
can wrangle it
purposes.
through the tables to do that. Yep. There we go, and then you still got your normal attack.
He's got bleed
Awesome.
on now,
Yep.
and I'm going to hit with that one
All
there.
too easy. Watch and learn.
There you go. You might as well pop Endure. 'cause
Nothing
that
I
gives you
can't
some
do.
damage reduction and temporary health.
Yep.
Always nice. And then it's that one annoying guard who's not dead yet. He will
Not
be
my
soon.
specialty.
Okay. And then that will be me done.
Out of my way!
Nothing.
Punk ass.
I think if you can get up and attack this,
Can I hit that lens?
there we go.
Can't hit it from this angle yet.
But if you,
But can do this.
what, attack that guard up there,
And then what I
Okay.
can do is I can then run.
Don't know what I've done to my left knee, but it's
That's still
up on me
fucking
every
one
time I
tile
move
out.
it.
really?
Maybe I can
Take up the lens.
trying to do that, but it's because of the angle I'm not hitting it. Ah, there we go. If I change the flavor, I can curve it.
There we go.
I'm getting some damage on it.
Right, so you are going to walk
Fuck him
up
up.
to there.
I've seen
Shoot
worse
the guy in the
battles
back.
than this in my
Well, in
time.
front.
Okay, apparently I
Excuse
can't
me.
do a
Oh,
charge.
hey.
Later.
I'll
Right,
do
Damien.
my duty.
I go night.
No, I think it's because you haven't got a
you
melee.
had a
yeah.
ranged weapon in your
I
hand.
just
Yeah.
realised that.
Mhm.
At your beck and call.
And then the other bonk.
That sounded
That's the high momentum.
interesting.
That's it saying we've got high momentum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got momentum again.
Yeah, I just thought there was ordnance hearing that sound.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I agree. That one of you guys
which
can
is
use
turn?
it closer to the lens.
Well, Cassia can
What
use it on
does-
you to give you an entire extra turn on Iggy, which might be.
Thanks,
Oh no, because of course he'll just respawn again, won't he?
And movement.
Yeah, but he'll
I
just
was thinking
respawn again.
about if I give it to Abatal, then Abatal can take out that lens.
Yes.
Try. In fact, oh no, I'm overexerted, so I can't do the normal. Right, so
But you can want the flame around there. Actually, hold on.
I'll quickly switch to the sniper because that will do more damage. I'm going to shoot the other thing.
Should have movement as well. It's supposed to give you
Yep.
full movement.
Just looking at the angle so I can get there.
Because then you don't worry about the guy coming popping back up again.
Now you bun of a sit
When he
your
gets taken down.
hours.
Okay, so the problem is I could shoot him, but there is also a 59% chance I will hit you through him.
Yeah, but Scott's on plenty of health. The wounds. Okay, not much less. Perfect. And you missed that twice.
Twice.
Genius.
On purpose.
Also,
Gain
the
forehand
fact that
off.
I had quite high dodge as well, it might have helped out a little bit.
Yes. At least 40% extra
Popping
for that.
introduced blood at his lips, on the young man's lips, a voice barely audible, but even now it remains melodious and quite courteous. Even Winterskull of Af Kronos greatly pleased to make your acquaintance. On the rare days that Lord Winterskull visits Urak 5, the station was awash amidst of warm hues, where we were forbidden from meeting each other, but I was delighted still to see such rare colours in my home. Now, however, his colours are darkening, twisted from pain and bitterness. We must help him, Lord Captain. We must save the clarity of his soul, for he whose presence make the world a little brighter deserves no less. I presume this sacred
Cassia, I
child.
presume.
Okay. How disgraceful that it is that we finally meet. I looked away in shame, find myself not at my best. There's no disgrace in your predicament, Lord Winterskull. The Lord Captain and I met under similar dreadful and tragic circumstances.
Truth in that.
Yeah, so conserve your strength. You are wounded and need help. I must take my leave. Your pilot will take your governor. Finish him off. Shall I ask him what have they done first? To get more information. Sorry?
Under.
Yeah.
My friend had tried to convince him to stop the riot. Diplomacy failed. Speaking as he struggles, but he continues stubborn. Father hates diplomacy, which is why I had to try.
Okay,
Alright.
it sounds like you've got to fall over, so...
You're babbling.
I would have phrased it altogether differently, tortured and maimed perhaps. Have you ever had your eyes burnt out? It was my first time. I cannot say I recommend the procedure. Trying to make light of the situation, blowing Dolores from the pain. Okay.
To Oblivion. Loot! The warden had a fancy sword.
Yay! Level ups! And it's after midnight. Well, for me at any rate.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we going to find? Fresh dog, whenever the attacks enemy is full of wounds that attack deals.
Oh, sorry. That one was me.
That's fine, dude.
Yeah, it's okay, we can always level up next time.
Captain Trask, see to it, everything's a study, it was made of shame junk. His last voice, he takes a moment to collect himself, all at once starting from a hasty sputter. Is the mistake slander meant to blemish a good name of a person who's now dead and cannot even defend herself? First those minions of arch enemy murdered Lord Captain Theodora, and now cannot be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Can now remember what she was like, brazen, assertive. Was that entire life was a race against fate until fate caught up with her. In the end, she would have gone head first back into the black hole if she thought it would have put her one step ahead. Fine. Okay. How bitter to know that we're born from bad blood, but not let this knowledge drag you into the darkness. Right, twisted lines. Okay. For your sanctimonious creatures, a devious trinket for you no longer see a person who see bad blood, an annoying hindrance. How dare you punish me with sweet requests? Oh God, women. Calm down. You shouldn't go through your trouble trying to make sense of anything when you can just hold a heretic. Except your friends, I seem to remember that you don't mind Theodora as much while you were aboard the ship. You didn't leave her side for even a moment. She rescued you, aided you, and your adoration wilted. The moment you heard her excuse Scully her memory, you weren't surprised or upset. You just gave up on her and moved on. Danger of heresy cannot be overstated. She's right, since you cast it. Right, so it's essentially you will cease these insinuations about once, which you are walking a fine line between outright heresy and a barrel of bolter. Shut your mouth before I shut it for you.
So pretty much 1 and 4 are the same, just 1 is that but stronger, and 2 and 3 are the same, but 1 is stronger.
And if you say nothing, they carry on, don't they?
Who knows? I don't think I've ever actually said nothing.
Damn.
I just did.
Okay,
yes.
so are we gonna leave it there, folks?
Yeah.
And then I'll level up next time.
Yeah. Alright, hold on.
Same thing.
Right, hi all folks, thank you very much for stopping by and watching. I do appreciate it. Hold on, let me do this so Clinton can do his thing. Right, thank you very much for those who did stop by and watch. I really appreciate the stop by. No idea what happened to my actual camera. It froze somewhere along the line. It's just one of those things. But it should be back to normal next week. But thank you very much for those who have stopped by, and keep an eye out over the weekend. I'm going to be all over the place. i.e., I'm not quite sure. I will probably be streaming at some point over this weekend. I'm not working on Friday, which if I get home early enough, I might stream Friday night. I should put a stream out Saturday evening, and I should probably be putting a stream out on Sunday, on Monday as well, possibly a Tuesday. But till then, folks, thank you very much, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.